What is going on, everybody, and welcome in to episode number 15 of this amazing, fantabulous dare I say, the best podcast that Twitch has ever seen. I don't know about you guys, but I firmly believe we have the best goddamn show on the internet.
I completely agree with you. In fact, I think it's scientifically proven that 4 out of 5 podcast hosts in this room say it's the best podcast in the entire world.
No, I absolutely.
Rid of that fifth guy.
That fifth guy, fuck him though.
Yeah, man. Yeah. In fact, I actually found out today that Joe Rogan has been using our show as his like pre-warm up to get him ready to be like what he wants to be. So, welcome in everybody though, across all of the interwebs, whether you are live with us right now on all of our different Twitch channels, whether it's twitch.tv/S1N3N, over there at Agent Scruffy, or Billy the underscore squid. We're live here on Twitch. You guys, if you're here with a K, SKWID. Let's make sure we get that right. Squid.
Like Billy the Kid. Billy the Squid.
In case you are not with us live and you are listening out there, you can catch our show on Spotify and or the YouTubes. So !podcast, guys, in the chat. Check it out. Go over there. Go to Spotify. Hit like, hit favorite, hit download on the YouTubes. And yeah, man, get those numbers up. You guys can listen to 20. What are we at now? 25 hours, I think.
24 hours.
Over 24 hours.
With the
like
last
26-ish?
Yeah, with the last 2 episodes, it'll be like 26, 27-ish.
So literally,
right, exactly. Great for a road trip.
Yeah,
dude.
it's
Once
amazing.
the virus is done and everybody's traveling, now you got something to listen to.
Yeah, man.
Exactly.
So absolutely sit back, kick back, and enjoy. And again, if you are listening to us on Spotify, please come and join our live audience. I mean, like I said, we do this live every other Thursday on all of our Twitch channels, and we have all the chats open, so we're able to see and communicate directly with you guys. And as a pretty awesome kickback, we open it up to you guys for questions at the end. So get those questions going, and get ready for the very end of the show, because that's where we're going to open it up to you. But in any case, I could not do this alone. I seriously can't. Like, this would be a one-man show, and no one wants to watch this ugly dude fucking
It would just be full of sin rants.
It would just be, yeah. Like, if you think, bro, it's not meta, bro. It's not meta. Like, it's just not meta, bro. So if you think that this is a one-man show, you absolutely are crazy. So, like I said, obviously my name is Sinan, but my awesome crew with me is, I actually had to go in a different kind of like rotation here. The man beneath me, Mr. Enigma. How are you doing, Enigma?
Oh, I'm first this time.
You're first this time, bro.
Oh, shit.
Keeping it
I
spicy.
wasn't prepared for this shit, man. I need a speech. Like, do I got to hold up the little Nami emanated, fucking statue or whatever,
Nope.
Whatever you want, man.
No, you're.
I'm doing good, man. It's been a rough couple days, but we're getting through it. We're getting through it slowly but surely. But glad to be on the fucking podcast, boys.
Absolutely. Podcast washes away any kind of
Hell yeah.
bad vibes that are out there. If you're having a shitty week, you tune into this show, and I promise you,
All
we will
good
make it.
vibes.
We will make it fucking better for you. And obviously, the man with the most beautiful fucking hair in the game, Scruffy. What's going on, Scruffy? Oh shit!
Hold up. I'm here. Oh man, I took his throne.
Bill's
I took his
gone.
throne,
He
dude.
walked off.
No, but I'm doing great, man. I'm doing great. It's growing out. It's looking good. We're feeling good. It's a
That's-
great Thursday and a great podcast to be had.
Absolutely. And obviously, we could not survive without some West Virginia love, whether that be your cousin or that's, your significant other.
Good God.
the mountain mama, you know what I mean?
Mountain Mama himself, Billy the Squid with a K. What's going on, Bill?
How you guys doing?
And obviously, I am the fat man, the fat Jew that holds this whole thing, together. So there you go. So I memed on everybody. Okay, everybody got some of the rant tonight. Guys, it's chat and it's gonna be an amazing show. Like literally an amazing show. We've got so much to talk about. It's insane. It literally is. And I think for the first week, really, Twitch is not the starlight. Like Twitch is not taking like center stage on this. It's
Without
crazy.
fail, we
Without-
still have some.
No,
some
no, oh no,
trying.
no. Twitch is still
yeah,
Twitch is
we'll
still there.
always have
Like,
Twitch.
Let's be real here. Not without trying. Like they
right?
did
Yeah,
their
they
fucking
tried,
best.
bro. They you know they tried to muscle their way in. They heard that they were slipping, and so they came with some fiery news. But it's not too bad. Like it's nothing too serious. We also have the Xbox Showcase. That came out
Hello.
today. That's gonna be awesome. That's gonna take up
We
a
got a pretty varied opinion on stuff like that too.
Yeah, I
think
so.
between all four of us, like
Mhm.
the games, specific games that we're all looking for is going to be very interesting. Very interesting to hear.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And we then have the new League of Legends event that came out with the Spirit Blossom. We also have the Valorant skins that come out that came out. We've got Neon Abyss, we've got Hyperscape, we've got Carrion, we have Ghost of Tsushima, we have Fallout, Predecessor, and
The
Paragon.
Paragon deal.
Like, yeah, dude, the Paragon
no.
trio. It's jam packed. So we're gonna kick off. We're actually gonna go reverse order here. We're not gonna kind of go right into our main topic off the get go. Normally we do, but because I think the Xbox Game Show is gonna take up a majority of our time, I do want to get through some of this other stuff, and talk about that first, and then we're gonna jump into obviously the bulk of our show. I think it's only right. We've always kicked off every single show with, and we need to get like a soundbite, man, for Twitch's numbskullness or dumbassery or whatever. We need to get some kind of like fucking
Thanks, Twitch. Just a thanks, Twitch,
Yeah.
or something.
like something, man, some kind of soundbite.
We just need like the Will Smith. Ah, that's hot, and then the fucking wah, 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 fucking sound effect in the background.
Yeah.
Right. I mean, it's just crazy how literally we cannot go 2 weeks without some kind of bullshit.
Yeah.
But here's what I'll say. I think this week's, stuff is pretty much stuff that we've all been going on, right? So one,
hilarious.
right. I mean, Soda Papa got banned. And I,
For
Fucking
good reasons.
best apology meme
Yes.
ever.
so
Like,
I
I've
didn't
watched
see it.
that-
I didn't get to watch it.
I've watched
Oh.
it probably 10 times just because I'm trying to like find the exact moments where he just slightly breaks in
The
his
Golden
serious
Corral.
face.
Dude,
The
he
goat.
has such a hard time keeping a straight face the entire fucking
Seriously.
time.
It is honestly the best apology meme I have ever seen. It is solid fucking gold, and I don't blame him for doing it because
Yeah.
with Twitch bans being a focal point on people these days, like you get a lot of attention from that shit nowadays, man. And he made the most of it. So props to the poppin'.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, so a lot of people are wondering like why he got banned and like what he got banned for.
Titties.
Right. Basically,
Anime
he
titties.
went on VR and showed nude anime characters. I mean, that was.
I can't blame the man. I mean, like, come on.
I mean, it was
You
VR
think-
chat. Like it was VR chat, and that's what happened. Like, I mean, I don't know, whatever, But everyone was like freaking out. Everyone was like, "Oh, is it DMCA? Oh my god!" No, he just literally he
And when
got.
did this happen? Like a couple days ago?
Yeah,
Like
I mean,
3
he
A
was-
couple
days
days
ago?
ago,
yeah,
it
he
was a
was-
temporary ban.
Yeah,
Like,
He
Yeah.
came out with a me malicious apology video explaining exactly why he got banned.
yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it was people like that's the crazy thing now is I think people are just like legitimately like just absolutely tweaking and freaking the fuck out. So but legitimately like he deserved to get banned. He did break TOS. What I will say that blows me away is that what he showed obviously is bad. But like I have seen, in fact, I was talking to Enigma about this earlier. Like I went into another streamer's channel, and I'm not gonna name the streamer, but I went into another popular just chatting streamer that is in that clique of friends, and he's sitting here watching like rap videos that are just literally
Like
chock
softcore
full
porn.
of
Yeah.
yeah. I mean, it's just unbelievable. I'm just like, how are you? What like? How is this a thing? And one, I'm just like, why is this popular? Like, why is this like the popular thing to do? You know what I mean?
Now
Like,
it's a bigger streamer.
yeah, oh yeah, oh absolutely.
Yeah.
Partner
That's because they
streamer.
got the
yeah.
audience already. You're not
Yeah.
going to build anything off of that kind of content, but if you just want to fuck around and watch videos,
Like, God,
and
man.
you have the audience that'll watch it, like
I don't
Yeah.
get it, dude. I just don't understand, man. It's fucking
It's
crazy.
a type of reaction Andy kind of stuff. Like just like
it's the same. Yeah, it's like what he's saying. It's the same thing as like YouTube reaction videos. Like
yeah.
you could literally sit in front of a camera, deadpan, watching a video, and people are gonna watch that shit for.
Yeah, I don't know, man.
reason.
I don't understand it. And then like on top of that, we've got DSP just got banned, or whatever else.
Again.
Again,
I mean,
I
like-
don't know who DSP is.
again.
All
The
of this
only
must
thing
be.
I know about this guy is he accidentally got caught jerking off on stream. That's the
Yeah,
only
he-
thing
he
I know
got-
about him.
He got banned originally for jerking off on stream, and then
Yeah.
Jesus
he's
Christ.
he's just a really like
It was
I've
off cam.
never-
Don't.
It was off cam, yeah, but you
I've
could see
never
like
been a big fan. I've never been a big fan of DSP. He's one of those types of streamers
God.
that's like I have a bill coming up, and if I don't get enough subs and donations to pay it, I'm not gonna stream, guys. So you better get the donations in. Just saying.
It's
I
crazy.
hate that, man.
yeah.
Well, there was that girl that got banned off of it for doing the same thing. Like, well, she was I have kids in the house, and to make sure I say it's quiet, she was masturbating right on stream, or whatever else, and she thought she turned it off. To me, I'm like, bro, like you didn't forget to turn it off. You knew exactly what you were doing.
There was
like,
also the chick that as soon as she thought she rated somebody, and she thought that rating
Yeah. Would
automatically
end your
like
stream.
killed the stream, and then she just throws the shirt off.
Mhm.
like I don't know.
I mean, if
But
that's
to
what
me,
you do after a stream, I don't do that after
No,
streams.
like the second she said bye to the audience, just boom, titties.
Stream's done,
It's-
titties out.
like,
We're gone.
well, I mean, that's what
The
I
worst
do.
part
Sometimes I like
is
to do that in the middle of the stream. I mean, I'll do it right now, boys. Like, let's go. Like,
The worst part is that I am so fucking like I would hate that for that to happen, that I would like go into my fucking my task manager and like forcefully close out fucking
yeah.
I do a full
What's it
system
called?
restart
Dude,
on my
I-
computer
yeah.
after every
It's
stream
the
just
kind
to
of
make
stuff-
sure.
Yeah, it's the kind of stuff that I have like nightmares about. I have
Yeah.
nightmares about streaming, like no joke.
Oh,
Like,
I will admit, right?
scary.
It is now gone because obviously all my Twitch VODs and everything like that are gone. And I deleted the VOD beforehand anyway. But thank God for Omega Ninja in my channel, because there was a moment where I logged off, I thought I had hit in stream, and this was before I had like an ending screen and all that kind of stuff. And
yeah.
I had not, and like didn't realize or whatever else, and went to a site that I probably should. Well, I mean, every God-given man, woman, well, man, oh, there's just man, woman. I have
he
no,
was looking for songs, bro.
bro. I mean, I'm just saying, and
He
happened
was-
to
he was
went
looking
to a
put
site,
shrimp on the Barbie.
that starts with the letter after O in the alphabet, and yeah, and so then he messaged me. He's like, hey, bro, you might want to stop, and I'm like, oh shit. So I mean, I'm not saying it doesn't happen, but like I don't know. It's definitely now like like how many precautions are in place. Like I look over. I'm like, is it saying stopping streaming? When is it gonna stop streaming? Like,
Like I said, no bullshit. I full PC restart after streams just because I'm paranoid of that
Wow.
yeah,
Yeah.
like yeah, absolutely. Scruffy has gone to the ABCs. What letter is he talking about?
Somebody caught it.
Anyway, yeah, I don't know. So whatever, that's Twitch bans. Like it happened. People are getting banned for all of this stuff, in DMCA's or whatever else. Twitch is bored. They don't. We still don't know about Doc. Like we don't know what's going on with that yet. Like
I'm over it.
it's whatever,
Whatever.
dude. So yeah,
At this point, it's none of the juicy, like the really bad shit. Because if it was one of the really bad things, info would have been out about it by now. Like, if it was
not
part-
necessarily. I do think that there's some legal repercussions that are happening in some sites because
Oh,
there's
definitely legal repercussions, but it's nothing
Yeah.
It's nothing to do with the Me 2.0.
no,
that
I don't think it has
happened
to do with that.
forever
Well,
ago. I
mean,
think
he said himself that he's considering taking legal action against Twitch. So
Yeah, but I'm saying I
interested to
think
see
I
what
think there's
happens.
legal action against. I think there's some legal stuff going on behind the scenes with him. Like,
Maybe.
Right,
But
like
I-
NDAs and stuff.
yeah, well, I don't know. I mean, there's just beyond just the Twitch agreement. Again,
Yeah.
maybe we'll find out, maybe we won't, right? But
Has
it's
he officially gone to YouTube now, though? Is
no,
that a thing?
no, he's not
He-
going.
because-
The likelihood of where he's gonna end up being is probably on champion.gg because that's his site. Like he owns it. And the big thing there is that with Amazon now allowing you to basically have your own backend, like essentially they made it so anybody could go in and have their own backend server, like backend streaming service. You could create we could all go buy a server right now and buy space and create our own streaming service and stream right to that.
Right.
So the likelihood is that he will probably end up doing that and stream straight off of champions.gg, most likely.
Yeah.
but I don't want to talk about the doc. Whatever. We talked about that last time. It is what it is. But
Old news.
yeah. In any case, Twitch, whatever, man. I don't know whether they're nuking themselves. I don't know if they're just fucking bored. I don't know what it is, but like literally, maybe just now they're just like, fuck it. There's no mixer. Who gives a shit? We don't care. I'm gonna fucking do whatever.
Well, that's what I was saying when I first heard about it. I was like, holy shit, because I originally thought that it was another permaban.
Right.
And I'm like, Jesus Christ, Twitch is trying to just like legitimately trying their damnedest
Yeah.
to burn the entire platform.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, and we're talking about the soda popping ban, not the
Yeah.
DSP.
yeah.
Yeah.
No,
Well,
nobody gives
I
a fuck about
mean,
DSP.
Nothing like. I mean, soda popping recently. I mean, you've seen it too, Sin. Like,
Yeah, I
just-
think he wants
he's
out.
giving those fucks. Yeah,
Yeah,
like,
I don't think he gives a
honestly,
shit anymore. Honestly, he wants out. I
I think so, too.
100% agree that he wants out. Like,
His streams have just been like him doing random ass shit. Well, they've always kind of been, but like his titles and stuff, like are just like,
Right.
like he hit his face against a keyboard. Like he just really doesn't put any effort into it anymore.
right, which is
I
sad.
mean,
Like,
he's
yeah.
always been like that though.
Yeah, but this is
honestly.
this is a lot different. This is him like playing games that are just like, I don't know. He was playing some like claw game or whatever else
Oh,
for
wow.
like stuff like
Yeah.
like I know Soda Poppin'. I was there when Soda Poppin' was on YouTube first, and then became Justin TV, and then over here like So it's not that I've not like I understand his type of content. This is like going beyond that. This is like a whole like disdain for what he like can't stand. Like he just, I think he legitimately is just like, I don't fucking care. I could care. I don't, whatever. I don't give a shit whether I'm banned or not. Like he is at, I think the point where he just can't like, where I think a lot of streamers would like to get to a point of just being like, fuck it. If it all is over, it's all over. I don't give a shit. Like it's it. Like whatever.
Especially with the fact that he has options. There's always YouTube.
Well, he
They
won't.
can
I mean,
pull that
even
off.
that, he's got more money than he ever would need. Like he could literally burn a fucking $100,000 a day and probably be fine. Like honest to
Yeah.
God, I mean, so
He's one of the OGs, right?
Yes.
He's been here
Yeah.
from like
yeah.
So
yeah.
Yeah.
So.
TV, yeah, he got big with the WoW kind of fame.
So, cool. Well, that was Twitch bans. All right. So moving on to the other content and
Great
things. and-
segue.
Yeah,
and-
but thank you, Twitch. Thank
yeah, yeah.
You
Seriously,
did-
keep us. Don't ban us.
you.
So
Make next week's a little bit juicier, please.
don't worry, we will have something. I'm sure
It's gonna be juicy.
It's gonna be fine. That's one segment I never worry about. Like I'm just like
Yeah.
every other week I'm like, oh fuck, we need to fill this up, and then I'm like, oh, we got Twitch. It's okay. So let's talk about some other just kind of like weird, shady, like just don't know what the fuck like this like concept mentally. Like I cannot wrap my head around who the fuck thinks this is a good idea, right? So Twitch is out here banning people left and right for God knows
Right.
what.
Yep.
Then you've got Fault, Predecessor, and Paragon. So
And
I-
isn't there another one in the mix? Too
yeah,
that
there's
is
another one
unnamed?
too. There's another one that's
Yeah.
unnamed.
Yeah.
So I put this into our podcast discussion, and the first thing that came out of fucking Bill's mouth was, oh wait, no, that was about Neon Abyss. Never mind. I thought it was about like what the fuck is Fault, right? But
yeah, I said that. I
okay,
didn't know what the fuck
Enigma
Fault
said was what the fuck was Fault.
Yeah.
So let me start by saying how many people in here remember Paragon? You guys remember Paragon, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was the MOBA that was like third person shooter, right?
Third
It's like
person.
Smite.
Yep, third
Yeah.
person Epic. Epic made MOBA.
It actually looked pretty fucking decent too.
So
It was good.
it wasn't
Like,
bad.
The game was
Uh,
amazing. Like I enjoyed
liked it.
personally.
I
didn't
enjoyed the
like it.
game. I did. Yeah, I Scruffy did not. Whatever. But there.
It was there. It was a game.
It was
It got shut
slower
down, though.
paced. It was definitely slower paced than a lot of your other game, like your MOBAs that are
That's
out
the
there.
reason I didn't like it. It felt
was
like
was it a quick like up and gone?
No, it was
it
around
was
for a
up
couple
for,
years.
Like a year.
No,
year or two.
longer than that, for sure.
I probably came in like at a year.
Yeah, it was
and then-
around for a while. Like it was probably around for like maybe like 3
It
years.
was around for like 3 or 4.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
it just wasn't very popular.
So this game, Epic killed off when Fortnite decided to take off, right? Fortnite took off, they killed this.
Yeah.
No big, okay, whatever. No big deal. They sunset it. So then all of a sudden, we start seeing, or I started seeing, maybe like 2 weeks ago, maybe up to about a month ago, I started seeing Predecessor, I started seeing this name and talked about MOBA. You know, if you guys know, like obviously myself and Enigma, we play MOBAs quite often, almost every single night on stream. You know,
Fucking MOBAs.
these guys play with us, but you know, obviously my channel is very
No,
MOBA
they
heavy.
What are you talking about? No, they don't.
And yeah, they don't, but we do. Anyway, so I saw MOBA and I started looking at this. I was like, okay, cool. What is this? What is this? And I didn't hear anything. Well, then 2 weeks ago show up and I get Predecessor and I see Predecessor. And I'm looking at this and I'm like, what the fuck, man? This is Paragon. And I'm like, legit.
Yeah,
this
I
is-
was there with you.
I'm like,
You're
this
what
this
the
is fucking Paragon. Like, not a single fucking thing has changed. It's fucking Paragon. Like,
Yeah.
Same
with
characters and everything.
same characters,
Everything.
everything,
Same engine,
same
same
map,
character,
same
same
engine,
map,
everything.
abilities.
Everything's the same. Like, legit, the exact same. So, and I'm sitting here going, what? Okay, what? They can't. No, something's not right, right? Because
Right.
what also triggered this was that I was on Steam, and I saw Fault, and I'm
Top
like,
seller, by the way.
oh, okay, cool. It said MOBA, and I'm like, all right, let me go see what this is. So I go and I look at Fault, and I fucking kid you not, I look at Fault, and it's fucking Paragon. It's
No,
the
it's
same fucking
Predecessor.
thing.
It's Predecessor.
It's literally Predecessor, which is Paragon, which is Fault, which is Paragon, which is Predecessor. But and I'm literally having a brain aneurysm trying to be like, how the fuck is this okay? Like, what the fuck, dude? So what happened was Epic made the assets open on the Unreal Engine, Unreal 4 engine to be able to be purchased. If you go into Epic Store, you can actually buy assets directly from Epic. So they opened this up to be allowed to be purchased for everybody. Right?
People are just like
So-
copy pasterinoing it.
Oh,
Yeah.
100%. And not just like we're gonna take some of the parts and we're gonna change a little bit of it. They literally took every fucking thing from it and just threw a new name on it.
Yeah.
And not only just do that. If you look at the logo for Predecessor and for Fault, there is one thing different. It's literally one's a trident and one has 4 spears. That's it. Like,
Yeah.
that's legitimately it. Like,
And
and
I'm sure there's tons of people who have bought these assets and probably trying to do the same thing. But right now, there's like I think 4.
there's
main
4 there's
developers.
4 companies right now, well, there's 3 companies right now that are out that are doing this. 2 of which are Fault and Predecessor. Fault is completely early access. You can buy into it right now. Predecessor,
$15.
yeah, it's $15 on
$15.
sale,
Yep.
on sale right
And it's a
now.
top seller.
On sale right now. And I have people in my chat that like swear by it. They're like, oh, it's so much fun. I'm like, bro, it's fucking Paragon.
Yeah.
They're like, no, it's like, it's a little bit different. And they tell me the reasons. I'm like, no, that's Paragon. Yeah, that was in Paragon. Like, it's Paragon. What do you want? It's Paragon. They're like, nah, they're adding their own stuff. It's Paragon. Bro,
Oh, there's nodes.
it's like, it's fucking Paragon. And
Yeah.
then you have Predecessor, which is you have to get invited to the beta of. And I'm like, well, if you really want into
Awesome.
Predecessor that bad, go buy the $15 edition of Fault. It's the same
Yeah,
fucking
by
thing.
Fault.
Like
It's the
whatever
same
else.
game.
Or just don't get either one of them and just watch Paragon. Like it blew me away because again, they are making like I'm not even talking about changing one iota of a fucking thing, bro. Like it is literally same map, same color palette, same texture, same characters, same abilities, same cards, same fucking everything to a T. Both of these games are almost identical. I don't understand how this is allowed.
So my question is, have you bought them?
Fuck no, I didn't buy it. Fuck no, I thought about it, but I did not buy it. I thought about it, but I did not
It's
buy
so
it.
shady.
Dude, I'm just like, are you kidding me?
How
Like,
long do you
all
think
the-
until these are taken down and refunded?
Well,
Or do you think they'll
that's
just
the
stay
thing.
up?
That's what I was about to say. Is that the thing is that if Epic has put those assets up for sale, it
Nothing they
matters
can do about it.
0.
Yeah, it's free reign.
They have been put up for sale. They have been put up to be used in other people's games. At that point, it's between Fault and Predecessor to go at each other's throats, basically, right?
Yeah.
And if they're completely okay with being on the same fucking, in the same realm, being the same fucking game,
Yeah.
they can do it like 100%.
Each one of them have like said, "Oh, we all have our own little twist on the game.
Yeah.
We have nodes. We don't have nodes. We have different abilities and whatnot." It's just like,
hey, someone that actually enjoys the game, enjoys Fault, is actually in my chat right now. Like, here's the thing. Like, there has been conversation saying that there are no legal repercussions that are going to happen, that they're not going to do anything to each other. I call complete and utter bullshit. I can tell you right now, if it's either one of these take off, if any one of these take off, the other one is going to fucking sue.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, they're gonna cannibalize the other.
100% they're going to fucking sue. Why would you not? Like,
Right. They'd be salty
mean-
that their game didn't.
But again, they technically they can.
right. Well, that's the thing. So here's what's going to happen, right? One, because Fault is already out, right? So Fault is technically the first one to come out. They're the first one to do this. Like, they have no, they are the first ones. So Predecessor has no stake in the game legitimately if they go to court, because they're alpha and they're in beta, but they're not technically being out to the public. They could legitimately, Fault could shut down Predecessor. The moment that it becomes profitable, Epic's gonna step in and go, fuck you guys. Yeah, you bought the assets. We didn't give you the right to make the game. Like, you legitimately carbon copied Paragon. And regardless, I don't give a, like, people have said and come to me and be like, oh no, Paragon wants them to fucking, like, let them do that. They want to reincarnate the game. They want to give, people the rights to make this game. They want to give it, to passionate people to no, they don't. I don't give a damn about who you think Epic is. Epic is legitimately one of the worst money hungry companies that are out there. They 100% will sue the shit out of these developers. 100% will sue the shit out of them because they did not change enough. Like, IP law is very, very, very strict. IP law, especially when it comes down to something like this, just because you bought the assets to the game does not mean that you bought the rights to remake that game. You have to go.
They're coming out on Steam, honestly.
Yeah. Well,
That's my
I don't know.
surprised.
I mean, you have to. Well, dude, that would be a fucking blatant, like, bro, you got some cojones if you go to fucking Epic Store and be like, I'm gonna launch fucking Fault. like, oh my god. So they, like, unless there is a legal document that states from Epic that they are saying you legally own the rights to be able to remake Paragon and whatever, which even if they still did that, Epic won't hold true to it. Like,
I don't know if there's a legal document, but I am pretty sure, if I remember correctly, back when they completely axed Paragon, several months after they axed it, the community was like, we want this. Should please just give us the files. We can make it. We'll take over development for it. And that's what they did. They put it on their store to give the community the ability to continue on with the progression and the development of the game. So there might not be a legal standpoint on it and a legal documentation for it, but I do believe that yes, you could say that they did vocally give, or at least whatever you would say, a fucking community post would be, permission for people to use the assets and continue the progression.
A community post is bait.
so, well,
It's fucking bait.
here's the thing, right? So I took it upon myself to go, because I knew that I was going to be met with like fire from somebody in someone's chat or whatever else, or my own, or just in general. I took it upon myself to actually go and look up IP law and how it stands against this, and regardless of any project whatsoever, unless you have explicit, written, documented, and certified, stamped, whatever, court issued approval to be able to remake a game or remake anything of that nature, Epic can go and take it away from you and rip it away. Going into a community post, going into somewhere online, going on a tweet or whatever else and saying it, like, has no legal bearing whatsoever. They did that in the hopes of saying, like, yeah, cool, great, do whatever you want with it. In no way, shape, or form does that give anybody the legal ramifications to say that they are going to remake this game. And on top of that, remake this game into something that it absolutely is not. So, for instance, things like WildStar, like the WildStar private servers that are being created, right? They're not making money off of it. Like, there's a huge thing too when it comes to a passion project and not making money. You make money off of it the moment that dude starts to say, "Hey, I want a Kickstarter. Kickstarter, help me do it," or donations.
Well, hold on. There's a difference between WildStar and the assets being up on the fucking Epic Store to be used, right? WildStar never explicitly and forwardly put out their content. They never put out the files for the community to use. So yes, technically running a private server for WildStar is illegal. because that's you're
Right.
pirating at that point.
But what I'm saying is why they will never go after them and why they are not going to, Carmine or NCSoft is not going to care. One, from a legal standpoint, it's not worth it. But the moment that he starts to actually add, like if he were to start taking donations or money or whatever else, it will instantly be shut down. Like that's what also got a lot of these WoW servers in a shit ton of trouble with Blizzard was because they started to take donations. The moment
but again, there's a
I understand.
difference.
I understand.
There's a fine line between those. They've not explicitly given permission for them to use those files.
Right.
Whereas Epic has put those files out for people to use completely free.
That's fine. That they can do that. They can go out there and say, "Hey, you're able to use these assets," right? But they still own the rights to Paragon as a fucking MOBA. Like they still own the rights to Paragon as to what it is. So when you legitimately take every asset that's in Paragon without tweaking a single fucking thing, right?
I mean,
You don't have you have no leg to stand
technically,
on.
you only need to change the game or any product 20% in order for it to be out of the IP law.
Bro,
They do state that they have made little tweaks to make it different. I don't know if
It's not enough.
As long as it's more like around 20%,
It's not
you're
enough.
completely
I don't
exempt.
think it's-
from-
I
from
can
IP
tell
law.
you it's not enough. It's not enough at all.
It's not
It's
enough.
there are plenty of changes that I'm sure that they have made, but it's still in a legal standpoint, and this probably will never see the court like a courtroom ever.
Yeah.
But the fact of the matter is that it is not enough for in a courtroom setting for them to be like, oh yeah, you did it. You changed it 21% or whatever else. If Epic wants to, they'll fucking shut them down. Like they
I
absolutely
mean,
will.
if Epic wants to, they can throw as much money, just like like fucking exclusives. They can just throw as much of that fucking money as possible at them. Like they at a certain point, the amount of fucking lawyers that Epic has is going to at some point steamroll these developers if they so choose.
Well,
Yes,
and I guess
completely.
here's
What do you think if it blows up? If like Fault blows up, you think Epic would care? Take action maybe?
I don't know.
yes,
They see
absolutely.
there's a price point on the game. They're doing
That's
well. That could have been our game. That is our game.
At that point, you need. That's where you need to like. If the developers were ever listening to this, right, you need to change that game at least 20%, because then once the lawyers come back to you, you can have documented proof, verifiable proof that you've changed the game over 20%, and it's out of fucking IP jurisdiction.
So
IP law jurisdiction.
I have a question to pose to the group, but I do want to address something too. So some of the comments that are coming across in chat is that they will, if Epic were to do that, it'd be a backlash. They piss off
Epic was
Epic.
doesn't
Let me
give a shit
yeah.
about
Let's
their
be
public.
very
They
frank.
piss
Epic
everyone
doesn't
off.
give
They
a
don't care.
fuck about anybody. They could fucking care less, and the amount of backlash that they would get from canceling Fault or suing Fault or whatever else or whatever the developers were is nilch.
Yeah,
compared to what
just
they
Fortnite
cared.
dance on everyone.
Right.
They've
I was about to
legitimately
say, yeah.
they've,
Their audience
they've
is kids that just play
legitimately
Fortnite, they don't care
alienated
about.
they've legitimately alienated an entire portion of the player base of PC player base by going Epic exclusives because people don't want to use their shitty fucking
Yeah. Like
launcher. They could give zero fucks less.
Right.
about
they don't fucking care like at all. So that is a moot point. Now, the question I want to pose to everybody, remove Epic from the whole fucking thing. Let's just remove them from the equation, right?
Please, I wish we could remove Epic.
What is your guys' feeling on just in general this whole process? Like what's happening? Like it's like like I said, take Paragon out of the equation, and we now we have Fault and we have Predecessor, right? What is your feelings on this? Because the game those two game legitimately, minus maybe a few. Like one has a card system, one doesn't, and I'm just paraphrasing. One has items are a little bit different. Take that out of the equation. Characters are the exact same. Abilities are the exact same.
Yep.
Map is almost identical. What is your guys' feeling on this?
I think it's a ticking time bomb, honestly. I see, because people have been wanting Paragon for years now to come back. People are going to jump on probably Fault because it's the first one. They're probably going to jump on it. It's probably going to blow up, and those two are just going to go at it. Like you said, Predecessor is probably going to take some sort of action against Fault because they did it first, but there's the same game, but it has tweaks, whatever. I think it's just all going to blow up, and honestly, they're going to collide. Honestly.
Anybody else?
Bill?
Yeah, I'm trying to think. It reminds me of like a worse version of like, you remember when Bluehole tried to sue Epic Games for Fortnite and all that stuff, and it's
Come on for
they've got more
PUBG.
grounds to do that with this case, but
Well, I'm just saying,
it all,
as
depends on what.
the two companies, not taking Epic out of the equation, just those two companies. Like, think about this:
Yeah, no,
if you had Dark
I was
Souls,
thinking of it like large scale and how that turned out, and if these are like really small companies or just like, I don't know how much like what the cost process is to actually like go and try to copyright something like that and then like sue and then counter sue and
But
stuff.
technically, you can. I mean, we're trying to take Epic out of the equation, but like it always goes back to it's on it's their assets.
Mhm.
Like, yes, they
Yeah,
can
but
use
even if
them,
it
but
wasn't
it's
their
still
assets,
their assets.
even if these two people like got like it's just an asset dump site and they just pulled them out of the dumpster and made the exact same game.
Well, there's
like-
been plenty of examples of people going to like asset sites to Epic to Unreal, everything like that, taking assets from any of those those engines and then using them in multiple different occasions on different games, right?
Like
They
Arc and Atlas,
reuse
is that the same developer? Arc Atlas.
Arc Atlas, all those games are from the same developer. Yes,
Oh, okay.
completely. But there's multiple cases of it where like you've got this company using this game and they've got the same fucking characters basically than this game, right? They still fucking exist in the same spectrum, right? Like that's the biggest
Right.
thing is like
Yeah,
unless
I know there was
the
a,
companies are willing to go at each other, they can still exist in the same spectrum. They can
yeah,
still
like
exist. On
I
the same
think there's
platform.
I think there's a Siege clone on
Yeah.
mobile right now that literally just rips all the characters from Siege and puts like
Oh,
Siege
I
vanilla.
mean, you
and
look
puts
at the
them-
Nintendo stuff, right? Like Nintendo from back in like the 80s and the 90s. Like you had Mario Kart and you had like Super Mario Brothers, and then you had like the fucking knockoff bullshit from like China
yeah,
that was like Wario and fucking you know,
Bro, there's Mario
20%
Kart.
different.
I'm saying there's Mario Kart and then there's Garfield Kart.
Yeah,
Well,
Garfield
so,
Kart,
but, I mean,
exactly.
here's right, but here's my thing, right? Here's the difference between all of that. Like pulling an asset and using a certain character here or there, or whatever. I mean, Mugen's been out for fucking ages. Like, and, Mugen is just ripping assets, putting fighters in, copying shit. I mean, there's Mortal Kombat with a fucking C. Like, I've seen it all. Like, the difference here is that we're talking, we're not talking, SNES, Genesis in the 80s days. We're talking, and we're not even talking like an action, RPG and shooter. We're literally talking like MOBA. Like this is literally, and this is like to go even like say, okay, cool. You have Dota, you have League, right? But if Dota and League literally exact same assets, exact same characters, exact same skill set, exact same map, exact same almost logo, different name. Like
I guess it all
that's the
depends
point
on
I'm saying.
The cost to benefit ratio. If you feel like the other company's pulling away from your audience enough, like it's the exact same game, so obviously it's a 50-50 shot on who finds who first.
I just think it's fucking shitty.
Honestly,
If I were one of these game companies and I was on the losing end of this, I would be the one to sue first.
Yeah.
I was
I
about
would
to say-
wait. I would wait for the other company to start overtaking me, and I would just last resort lawsuit.
So
Yeah, I was about to say, honestly, like the best option for one of these would be to go free to play completely.
I
Predecessor, I
just
think
fucking-
is. I'm pretty sure
Is it?
Predecessor is supposed to be, but it's in beta.
Okay, well then, yeah.
I think the best thing to do would be for the fucking community to wise the fuck up and be like, yo, this is not cool. Like here's to me, the end all be all for this. And like, again, people in chat, like, look, you guys know me. I'm gonna fucking rage. This is what I do. This is why you had me on the show. Here's the reality. People are saying like, oh, comparing two games from two different, companies or whatever is not the same. It's completely different. I guarantee you that right now, if I showed you a clip of the trailer for Predecessor, never showing you the name, and showed you a clip for Fault, never showing you the name, you wouldn't be able to tell me which one's which. I guarantee you would not be able to tell me which one's which. That's
Do
what
we
I'm.
get like some sort of palette cleanse or something?
What?
Like to tell the difference?
No.
Show
taking
them the
drinks.
original Paragon.
Yeah, so show them original in between and see.
I'm just. I don't give a fuck how you want to consume it. All I'm saying is that, sit down with your comfy chair and a fucking glass of wine and look at the two of these, and I'm telling you right now, you're not going to be able to tell the fucking difference. Like both of those games.
The way that I look at it right now is like if they fill a niche, right? People wanted Paragon. People asked for Paragon to be remade. They gave it to them with the asset flip, right? If there's companies out there that want to remake Paragon, have at it. I have no fucking issue with that. The part that I have an issue with is charging. I don't think that you should be charging that. Yeah.
I guarantee that the free to play version is probably going to have a bunch of
it'll probably be more popular, honestly.
Skins and whatnot. Yeah.
I don't know. I just think it's fucking. How many times on this show have we sat here and said we ask you to be better? We expect more from the gaming community.
100%,
We expect more, from these developers or whatever else. And then this shit comes out, and I'm just like, you have got to be fucking kidding me. So absolutely, as fucking Sin Hulk, whatever you want to call me, I'm going to rip it to shreds because it's deplorable, it's despicable, and as a salesperson at heart who lives, eats, and breathes sales, this is one of the shadiest, fucking underhanded things that you could do as a company, to sit here and especially cannibalize on, like I said, this genre where you're not even changing fucking anything. Like it's just, I don't know, man. It's fucking shit. It's completely shit.
It's probably my hatred for Tim Sweeney and the Epic Game Store.
Sweeney's just laughing in the corner waiting to eat.
But have at it, boys. Like, have at it. Take those assets. You make that fucking money, boys. Take it from fucking Epic.
I don't know. I would love to have Paragon. I was very intrigued by this because I liked Paragon. I refuse to do either one of them. I refer just the sheer fact of like,
even if one's a free to play,
don't give a fuck.
Okay.
Don't give a fuck. I absolutely don't give a shit. Like,
if it's free to play,
unless it was Paragon,
I feel like if it's free to play, that's a little bit more legit than.
Still don't care. I don't.
I mean, I agree with that, but I probably wouldn't play it. So
no, I don't. So it's not because of
like you were saying, it's the same thing as basically an open WildStar server. It's not. I guess if they charge for cosmetics, then.
But here's the thing: they're not. It's the difference of the open WildStar server is this dude literally being like, "Hey, I am recreating WildStar," right? This is not. This is not being right. But this isn't being pitched as I am recreating Paragon. I am not recreating. They're not. Neither one of these companies is coming and saying, "Did you like Paragon? Great, we're redoing Paragon."
Well, it's probably because Epic has a copyright on the name Paragon for gaming, so they actually can't do that.
But they've not even made any instant to actually even lean into the fact that they are remaking Paragon. They are literally pitching this as these two are brand new MMO or MOBAs. Like that's the whole thing in a nutshell.
I mean, technically they are brand new.
Oh fucking Christ! Jesus Christ!
All I'm saying is I've never heard you defend Epic so hard in your life.
I'm not defending Epic.
I'm like a little taken aback, man. Like,
I'm not defending Epic.
Becoming a Tim Sweeney sympathizer soon.
I'm not defending Epic.
Guys,
me and you gonna have some fucking
assets. And is doing a free-to-play version. Hell, even if they sell skins, because they would have had to have developed those skins themselves, and if they expand on what was Paragon, I think it's fucking fine. I legitimately see no issue with that.
I have an issue with it. I have an issue with it. Come out and say that you're fucking.
You can go take a bubble bath with Team Sweeney.
I'm not defending Epic.
He can massage your shoulders.
I'm not defending Epic. I'm saying don't sit here and tell. I'll take a phenomenal quote from fucking The Office. Don't feed me gravy and tell me it's jelly because gravy's not sweet. That's exactly what this fucking is. This is you feeding me saying.
Has Epic ever fed you jelly?
Son of a bitch! These two companies, for fuck's sake, all of y'all can fucking jump off a cliff. How about that? Y'all can all jump off a cliff. It's fucking bullshit. It's fucking bullshit. It's fucking bullshit. Anyway,
I guess
moving on.
What's the fucking point,
bro? I don't even know where that's at anymore.
What's the fucking point?
I got it.
I'm just saying. I'm with Bill. Like if they're going to push this forward as like and the chat is saying that they do actually go out and say that this is a Paragon remake. They advertise it. I don't know for sure. I haven't seen it. I can't.
Bullshit.
I didn't know about these games until you brought them up, and I didn't look.
That's
them
the
up
exact same with
the
me.
podcast
I've never heard of them. I've never heard of them. Like when you posted them, I was like, "What the fuck is Paragon?" And I think that you had
they
all
do.
of them
It's
separated
on their
out.
site.
I think you had all of them separated out, and I was like, "What the fuck is this game?" I thought it was just one long fucking name. I was like,
"It's fault predecessor Paragon."
But if they're
It-
willing
I-
to go
I mean,
out
essentially
and
it
make
is.
a remake for Paragon and push it out to the masses, and that's what the masses want, then have at it, man. Like I don't see an issue with that.
Great. Then advertise that you are making that we are a fan love again, a fan love project. It's this redone of Paragon. Cool. I'll be happy then.
Saying that's what they're doing.
I'm telling you right now, that's not what the fuck they're doing. So, and we can go back and forth on this all day
I
long.
looked it
Like,
up, so far, I didn't see any word of them.
they're
stating that this is
not
Paragon.
fucking saying it's Paragon. I don't give a damn. I have looked. I have done my research. I have done my homework. I'm not someone that literally is going to come here and not be educated on what I'm talking about. I don't go into an argument without winning that fight. I know what the fuck I'm talking about. They have not fucking said it. So, moving on to the next thing.
Regardless,
Yeah, fuck them. Don't buy that game.
do you think, guys?
You need a mic drop.
Hey, wait. I'm looking at Fault site right now.
I don't.
In the about Fault, our founders and team has designed and implemented all game features from the ground up to be a competition worthy MOBA. It is in no way done, but we are fully intending to make it the game we all hoped Paragon would be.
That's not the fucking same, bro. That's not the fucking same. That's not saying we are taking Paragon and remaking Paragon. That's not what
It
they're
is,
saying.
though.
No,
But
it's
it is.
not.
That's literally
Oh
what
my
that
god,
said.
no,
That
it's
is.
not. It's literally
is
saying
literally
we are
what
building
that
from the
said.
ground up we are building from the
A
ground
game
up
that
a
we
new.
wish Paragon would have been.
Great,
That's
cool.
what
So does that mean that every
wait,
does that no does that mean that fucking every MMO that comes out it's like, oh hey, I'm building from the ground up.
We are
I'm
invested
building
in rebuilding and improving upon the 3D action MOBA genre. Most of us were passionate Paragon players and desire to see the game reach the potential we all knew it had. Our philosophy is that the gameplay and game
Mhm.
mechanics are foremost.
Mhm.
This means we spent our primary efforts making
Mhm.
the game run smooth,
Mhm.
feel good, and design mechanics to engage players at every skill level.
Mhm.
I'm switching
So
sides.
yes,
Go ahead.
100%. They're
Hey,
basically
great.
saying
Hey,
we're trying to remake Paragon.
let me did they specifically say we are
Why
trying
do
to
you-
make Paragon? We are remaking Paragon. Absolutely not. What they said is we are building from
Don't
the
be a
hold up. No.
nitpick.
I sat here and listened to y'all fucking try to come at me. Did they at any point in time come up and say that we are remaking Paragon? No. What they said was we wanted to make something that we all felt that Paragon could be. They said that they're building something from the ground up. So in that instance, then what you're telling me is that every MMO that's ever come out that stated that they're building something from the ground up because we wanted it to be what WoW should have been. Warhammer Online was what WoW should have been. We didn't get what we wanted from WoW. Fuck off. You're not. That's absolutely bullshit. It's 100% a cash grab, and you're 100. Yeah, I'm waking up my entire family. It's 100%. It's complete bullshit. And the fact of the matter is that they are not saying we are remaking Paragon. Like
Question and answer. What Paragon heroes will make it into Default? All of them. We plan to implement
no
every
shit, all of them,
Paragon
because
hero
you
in
have the
Default.
assets.
We
You're
will
not
have
going to
our
do
own
anything different.
reworks with them as well, including passive abilities.
So you're not making it anything from the ground up. So don't you're speaking out of two sides of your mouth. This is the problem is that people see this shit and they think like, oh, well, they said they're making something from the ground up. It's completely new. Well, no, then they can't remake Paragon. Well, no, they're remaking Paragon. Well, then they're not building something from the ground up. So which one is it? Pick your side and fucking live and die on that side, but don't try to play both sides of the fence. The reality of it is that they are not in any way, shape, or form coming out and saying we are remaking Paragon. They're coming out and saying we're building a brand new MOBA from the ground up of what we wish a MOBA would have been. Well, no shit.
I
Dota
don't
is the
know.
same fucking thing.
It's most
I think
likely
it's
because Paragon
pretty
copyright.
clear. I think it's pretty clear, but we fully intend to make it the game we all hope Paragon would be. Is them saying we're remaking Paragon in our image. And
Yeah.
Yeah,
No,
that's
the-
what
the-
we're
I
pushing
think
forward.
the way it's worded that way is probably because Epic still owns the name Paragon.
No, because
I mean-
these companies are a fucking pansy ass piece of shit that doesn't want to come out and they want to fucking try to slide something under people without
Well,
them
the
being
fact
If
that
they
they're
were
saying
trying to
this-
slide
upfront.
something under
They
people's
wouldn't use
noses, they
Paragon's
wouldn't
name
have-
at all.
Yeah, exactly.
Why? What do you mean they
So-
wouldn't make? Yes, they would. Absolutely, you would.
No,
It-
if they're trying to make it shady and all of that, then they're honestly not going to use Paragon's name. They're going to make it say, "Oh, this is our own game. This is a new twist on whatever." But they're not going to say that it was Paragon.
what? Why would you not? You can't even legitimately look at this game and be like it's not Paragon.
Well, obviously.
Right, so you can't sit there and have a statement where you don't mention Paragon. Like, one, you would be laughing.
the way
You
that-
could.
Yeah.
What do you mean
I
the,
mean-
the way you could? They are trying to in every breath that they are taking, but legitimately not even coming out and saying that, yo, we're
I
remaking.
think they
we're
don't
remaking
want to
Paragon.
directly say it just because of
No
simple
shit,
fact
they
that
don't wanna
Epic
directly
might come
say it.
after their ass. Exactly.
Fucking no, they're not. That's
But
got,
they're not denying
No.
it either.
We're gonna sit
Oh
here and
my
disagree
God.
this entire time, but I'm telling you right now, man, like
This
this is shady as shit.
This is almost as bad as the MMO fucking chat.
Oh my god.
No, bro,
I
this
think
is
that
worse.
Nitpicking aside, I still say go for it.
I don't,
Yeah,
bro.
I
It's
say throw it all
If
away.
the assets are for sale,
Burn it all to the ground.
mark my fucking words. Both of these games are going to fail miserably. Both of these games are going to be complete dog shit. Both of these games are not going to exist. They're going to cannibalize each other, and I'm going to sit back in my fucking chair fucking 6 weeks from now laughing my ass off when we get to have this podcast again, and I sit there and I say, told you guys, fuck
I mean,
you all.
We're not saying they're going to be
We're not
successful.
saying they're
Like,
not going to be
and
successful.
I'm gonna say they're not gonna be successful.
I said they were going to come at each other, implode. They're going to be done.
I'm
I
saying that they
agree.
are not going to fucking be. They are going to fall apart because
Okay?
that they
Are you
literally.
Okay.
People are saying that
okay,
it's fucking
okay.
Paragon.
Okay, settle down, everybody. Let's
Woo!
take it down. a
I'm
fucking
getting
notch.
red faced right now, so we need to change the
Jesus
subject because
Christ.
red is not my
Fucking-
color. Okay,
This is-
okay, red is not my color, so we need to move on to a new topic.
Yeah. All right. Anyway,
I competed
so
against Sin. Give me some trophy.
yeah,
or
you guys
something.
have cookies,
trophy,
whatever.
bro.
You guys get points. Anyway, what I will. So moving on to fucking let's keep talking about MOBAs. Why the fuck not?
Oh,
Let's keep talking about MOBAs, boys. League of Legends, they came out with their new event. I think all of you guys have seen the new event, right?
Lilia came out, right?
Yeah.
So Lilia came out, but
the Spirit Blossom event.
Spirit Blossom event.
I'm enjoying it.
yeah. So the Spirit Blossom event, I think is actually probably one of their best events they've come out with. Not only just from like a skins perspective, if you do follow League of Legends at all, their events that they do are essentially they're like a battle pass kind of, but you earn points, you earn gear, you earn all of this stuff, and you get these coins that you can then turn into orbs, which can then get you skins and all of these other kind of cool things. It's probably one of the best battle passes, honestly, that's out there, because they have missions that you earn and all this other stuff. But what's different about this this essentially event is they created this like whole storyline esque. I don't know how to put it. Like, essentially, it's like a reputation system where you have reputation from each character. So like Thresh has one, Ari has
Like a
one.
dating sim, bro. Like,
Kinda, but
legitimately, I
it's-
feel like it's a
You-
dating
it's,
sim.
I mean,
in
it's
a
more.
lot of League.
It's not.
So
You're
I
not.
get a date Thresh.
I mean, you just get to earn reputation with them. Like, I don't understand the whole dating sim thing. It's not like you get anything. You're not gonna get the, bro. You're not gonna see like Thresh naked at any point in time.
You never
right?
know, bro. He might pull out the uwu and just start fucking purring on your ear.
But it's a
Nuzzle,
really
nuzzle.
cool concept because as you play better with certain characters and as you play, like some of the things that you have to do is like it'll say, kill epic monsters, in the game without dying that much or whatever. So like there's a whole bunch of stuff that you can do. And you earn more points, which earn you reputation, which earn you more points that you can then go and spend on these items. So it's very different. It's very different than what they've done in the past. And it's
More interactive, it seems.
it's definitely more interactive. I think it's very, very, very cool.
I like it a lot better. Like I don't know if they're gonna push more actual activities into the season pass or not, but like I like the ability to just have a win. Like, okay, you go in, you win 5 or you win 15 points worth of wins, right? And I think you get like, is it 5 points for every win and 2 points for a loss?
Yeah.
I believe that's it. So you play like 4 matches, right, and you're done. Rather than having to do the stupid shit in the last one where it was like win against a team by killing the Baron, and it's like, okay, that's very specific, and like if I don't have a very good fucking team, there's no guarantee I'm gonna get that fucking Baron.
Right. What I hope is that they don't push people too hard to like make them do these like challenges or whatnot to actually get the rewards. Is that a case?
No.
'Cause okay, you can just play the game
You can, yeah,
and
yeah.
kind of go
You
throughout
can
whatever
like,
games.
and you don't have to choose which person you're gonna earning reputation with. Like
Right.
you
You just constantly earn
right, you're
reputation with
constantly
everybody.
earning reputation all the way across the board. The other cool thing that I think was different about this was that they actually have like a full blown like choose your own adventure kind of
Dating sim.
it's not a fucking dating sim. Jesus Christ, dialogue for each person. Which is really kind of cool. You can skip all of it. It doesn't weigh any bearing on like, you know, changing rewards or anything like that. But it's cool to like go in there and see like which one, you know, Thresh will have, or like you end up at talking to him and he's like, let me show you like the path of evil, and like he's telling you like you're fearful and like there's a cool thing or whatever else. So it's kind of a cool little, if you want to watch it, you don't have to, but it's just different. It's very, very cool.
Like backstory and lore.
The other thing,
stuff.
yeah, the other thing that I like, well, it's not even backstory, I don't think. I think it's just mainly around like this whole like the idea of the Spirit Blossom event. But the other cool thing about it too is if you are new to League, by doing this, you unlock the champions for that. So you can essentially by, huh?
A ton of champions.
Yeah, like
there's like what, like 7 or 8 of them.
Yeah, there's so you have Thresh, Lilia, Vayne, Kindred.
The best part is you can unlock the
Riven.
new character. Lilia,
Riven,
you can unlock
yep.
her by doing it. Like that's insane to me. She's like a 7800 blue essence champion. Like
Yes.
Is she the hardest to unlock, or is it the same as everyone?
Nope, they're all kind of the same. Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. And you can you unlock a shard that you can then unlock blue essence to unlock them. So you know, it's really cool. Like that's a really cool concept too. That gives you the ability to unlock those character shards.
But is this all like you can do it free? Because I know the last pass you had to buy the pass. Well, you didn't have to buy it, but it helped you get further in it.
I don't think you have to buy the pass to start unlocking this stuff. Yeah,
Okay.
I'm not 100% sure on that one, but I don't think you have to have the pass actually.
But it might
to
help
do it.
you do it faster. Is
Yeah.
only
Yeah.
Yeah, possibly.
Well, the other side of it is that you get more coins because again they still have the whole like coin system where you earn coins and tokens that you can then put on top of the you can use to buy like orbs and things of that nature and character skins and things. So you get extra on top of doing that. So yeah. So anyway, so yeah, it's cool. I mean, I don't know. It's really cool. Like it's a really cool concept. You know, and the new champ, like I will absolutely say for the first time in a long time, I think Riot like actually nailed a champion's release without them feeling like super overpowered or super, not necessarily underpowered, but I think
you
that
gotta know how to play her to make her
right. Like
powerful.
if you look at like Set when he was released, he was completely broken, fucking busted.
He's still broken.
Oh,
Yeah, I mean he's bad, but it's fucking, you know, he's not as bad. Like, but he was.
It's those punchy guys, dude. Vi was a broken fucking mess whenever she came out too. Literally one-shotting people off of her ult.
Right.
Them punchy guys.
But what I'm saying is like Lilia feels actually balanced in a big way. Like I think good players are great with her, like any character on League or MOBAs, but she does not. It is not one of those things where like fuck man, she's in lane, it's fucking done. She's coming out. You know what I mean? Like you insta ban every time. Like it's just not like it's not a thing. You know. So
Looking at you, Morgana.
yeah, I think that she is actually, especially when you're talking about like someone like Ezreal who is permabanned pretty much every single time I play, or Yasuo who is still fucking broken. Like, you know,
It's gonna be Yone.
yeah. So it's really interesting. I mean, it's just congrats to Riot, because even like Fiddlesticks, Volibear, and Lilia, all three of those, 2 of them were reworks, 1 of them is a new character. They've all come out where I'm like, okay, these are we can deal with them. Like they're not terrible. Like
People were really scared about Volibear when
He's-
he came out.
he's
was
still
too.
rough. He's still.
I mean, he is a scary. Like if you build him correctly and he gets fucking big,
But
he's
that's the nature of.
scary.
I
That's the
think he
nature
was
of
scarier
bruisers,
before, though.
especially when you
I
play
don't
as
know.
a.
I think he's scarier now with his fucking jump.
When you
and
play
his,
as a bot
his,
lane, that kind of a character is your worst
Yeah.
nightmare.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. I mean, I would say that probably
That's why you play those fucking bruiser types in the bot lane, because they just shit on them.
the jungles that we have the most
It's
problem
not meta,
with
dude.
is absolutely Volibear and probably someone like Rengar or
Kane.
yep.
Kane. I have issues with Kane.
Well, I
all
mean,
the time.
Kane's kind of like
What about
Rengar.
Warwick?
He's
Is he
he's
still
one of the,
is he still an issue?
no, because I mean he's
Not
not a
really.
problem, but like he's coming. Like you know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
it's one of those things where
Yeah.
like when Volibear gets into your lane, it's like fuck me, man. Like he has
There's
so
no
much
stopping.
he has so much like get on you potential that it's
Yeah.
very
Yeah.
difficult like to get away unless you're like already kind of pre-running and can push him back and stun him, which a lot of people do have. But even still, like if he wants to dive tower, he can dive tower, you know what I mean? And he has enough push through potential that just makes him deadly.
It's either you're probably dying or you're burning flash or
Yeah.
whatnot
Right.
to get out.
so
Heal.
right, so I mean, you know, he's strong, but I still think that all of those guys, like, they did a good job. So I'm excited to see what they can do with Yone and see what he's actually going to be as well. So yeah. The other side of Riot is the fucking Valorant skins, bro.
Dude, I
Two-
want to lead this one
200
off.
Yeah, have at it, man. I can stuff my face for a
want-
second.
I want to lead this one off just by saying it is one of the coolest fucking skins
Get
I
outta
have
here,
ever
Bill.
Oh,
seen.
no.
Get the fuck out of here, Bill.
I
I
would-
think-
I'd fucking flame you if my
I
mouth
agree
wasn't
with
full.
Bill. I
I
mean,
think it is so
I-
goddamn cool.
I
It
don't
legit-
care if that
Hey,
fucking
let me
thing...
finish.
let him finish. Let him finish, Enigma. Let him finish, because I think I agree with Bill.
That skin is so fucking cool. Taking something that literally changes every asset of every weapon in the game, and in a cool way, like it did, where they're like baby dragons that you're
Mhm.
shooting fucking shit. The reload animations are the same. The firing animations are the same.
Even the
Like,
kills. like-
Even the kills are all different. It is like it is so fucking cool, but never, ever, ever would that price point ever be warranted.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
You
How much-
you
how
can't
much is it?
charge for a cosmetic
Like
200
more than the price of a
for the
full
full
price
game.
game.
280?
Yeah, it's like $280 for the full.
No
price.
fucking
Yeah,
way.
you cannot charge more than a full price game's worth.
Well, some people are saying it's $100. Is it 100 or is it
3 times the game's worth.
I thought I read 280, but it might be 100.
even at 100?
Either way, even at 100.
So, yeah.
Also, still fuck Valorant for having fucking
Spyware?
rootkit,
Like,
Yeah.
but that skin, like, the price point's goddamn ridiculous, but it is really, really appealing to look at.
don't
I mean,
you-
it's one
And
thing that Riot
there
does
are
well.
fucking whales out there that are gonna buy that shit. They know that.
Well, don't you have to? So people are saying like you upgrade, and this is where I lean into, you know, chat or everybody else inside because I fucking yanked Valorant off my system the moment that I found out that it had that fucking root system, like rootkit shit, like it's gone. But don't you have to upgrade those guns too? Like you don't just buy them and they do all that. Like you have to start like you have to upgrade them, and to upgrade them you have to use in-game currency, which I think you actually have to. You can either earn at a very slow pace or buy. Correct? Yeah, I don't know if that's the
I
same or
don't
not.
play
I
the
don't
game.
I don't know.
I think well, I know you two upgrade it. I don't know if you can upgrade it with doing in-game stuff or if it's only purchasable through like.
I
real
don't know.
money.
I think you have like if it's like some of their other skins, you had to upgrade. You had to use in-game currency, which you could
My favorite.
you could earn
part
or
of this,
or purchase.
So yeah, it's $95 for the skin package.
Fucking Christ.
And they're going into it and they're like, "Great," but considering its quality, is no wonder. Riot Games has been delivering expensive skins for years in League of Legends, with ultimate skins costing 3,200 RP or $25. I'm like, there's a big difference between $25
and
fucking
$100.
dollars and 95
Like a
fucking dollars.
75% difference.
Yeah.
Yo,
That's
There's
bad.
still no excuse for how expensive these skins are. Like they look great. Riot does great with their skins in every game.
100%. Yeah.
Are you kidding me? Like I'm not gonna pay like double the money of of a regular price game. Like
yeah. It's,
And that's one thing that I will say about Riot is like with their skins, they fucking knock them out of the park. Recently, like I bought that Senna skin, I paid $25 for that. 100% happy with my purchase. $95. If that Senna skin would have been $95 fucking dollars. fuck
if
that.
any skin
No
was
thanks.
$95 fucking dollars, I would not like. Are you kidding me? Like,
Riot is king of cosmetics, but again, there's
bro, I'm
no-
gonna start.
nothing-
I'm gonna go to my job and be like, yo, look, I know you're paying me X amount of dollars, but it's the same as paying me $1 million. You should just pay me $1 million. I mean, I'm giving you quality work, bro.
For
Like,
$95 in League, I need like a legendary skin for every champion.
for $95 in League, I need to be able to get the fuck of not having to get auto-filled into bullshit draft. I don't want to fucking play any role other than what I'm playing.
100%, dude.
Like,
Got a question for you guys. How much money have you put into
I'm not allowed to
specifically?
answer that.
allowed to
Right
answer
now,
that.
I was looking at it today. I think I put about $70 into it so far, but I've only been playing like 4 or 5 months.
I think I've
Right.
put like around 500, but I've been playing since like 2012, like season 2.
Okay, I put around 300 into whenever I was playing.
I
But
more regret how much money I put into Fortnite when it first
Dude,
came out.
I regret the amount of money that I put
With-
into Arcade. I've put over 1,500 into Arcade, and BDO I put around 500 to 600. I think.
Okay, can somebody
all
get
I'm
a drum
saying
roll,
is
though, for
how
stage
much.
I have all of you beat by large amounts. I have dropped. I have come close.
You have more expendable than we do, though. so
I
it's fair.
am-
It's all percent based, right?
I am upwards to almost 5K.
Jesus Christ.
I'm
But
gonna go.
how? But
Go.
how much
I
content
promise
have
you.
gotten
I
with
promise
that
you,
5K?
Roxas. I am almost 5K. What's up?
That's.
But
a
how much
lot.
content did you get with that?
I mean, I've been playing since the game was an alpha.
Yeah.
So
That's not like 50 skins. 50,
My point
Valorant.
was with the amount that I put in, I've gotten a significant amount more content, in my opinion, than what this would be worth in their price points. Like that would, like
100%,
Scruff
yeah.
said, that would be 3 skins worth of content. I have a skin for every champion that I used to play back in the day, and then some that I didn't even fucking play because I thought it looked nice.
I mean, I can tell you that almost every single time that they come out with a battle pass, I usually drop $100. But that $100 gives me like so much. Like I've been able to buy. I was able to buy every single. And so here's a great for instance, right? So the new event that came out, they actually have a bundle that can do. You can get Yasuo, you get Riven, you get Vayne, Teemo, Ari, Lilia.
Fuck.
I think 6 champions total. And maybe another one, and Thresh. You get 7
champions,
champions total. You get 7 champions, and you get all of their skins, all of those skins that the new Blossom or the Spirit
Blossom
Blossoms,
skins,
Spirit Blossom skins with it, and it's 9,000 RP. 9,000
equals
9,000 13,000 RP is $100.
Yeah, and icons.
Oh
and
yeah, you get
wards,
icons and you get
and
wars.
boxes.
And
yeah.
yes, so I mean, again, it's not saying that it's not. I'm not saying it's cheap, right? But you get a
There's a lot
hell of
of
a lot
content
more
there.
content than what you're
Yeah.
getting with.
I
Oh
do
yeah, that's
hate that they
15,000.
Fluff that
15,000
shit
is.
with like the ward skins and stuff like that. Like some people like that, but I feel like that's just filler content. To
Absolutely not. I would, dude. Do you know how badly I'm trying to get the Demacia fucking
He
ward?
would play. He would
Maybe-
pay,
maybe
he
I
would,
just
he
don't-
would probably pay
I-
$95.
I
for
wouldn't. No,
Demacia.
I would absolutely pay. If I could get it, I would pay $30 for that ward. 100%.
Does it look like Jarvan's flag?
No, it's
No.
like synthwave.
It's
like
a
his,
full blown
his
synth.
icon.
Yeah, it's a full blown synthwave thing. I would pay $30 for that ward. Like,
Yeah, it's sweet.
yeah. So it's the
for your
thing about it
t-shirts
is
to
the
buy.
other side of it too is like all of these things can be got in the game completely free. You don't have to. You don't
Yeah.
have to play. You don't have to buy them. You can play the game, get the stuff. It's just I don't know, man. I don't know. Like I think it just shows that like Valorant is not what they thought it was going to be. It's not as successful as what they thought it was going to be. They're scraping everything that they possibly can to try to get it to be something that it's not. Like
I said it straight from the start that it was a money grab, 100%. Like
So-
that's all. When it first released, that's what it felt like to me. Especially for the simple fact that when it released, the game was buggy as shit, but that fucking cash shop worked fucking pristine.
oh, perfectly.
Yeah.
Perfectly, bro.
At first, I was hoping and I didn't think it was gonna be a money grab, but seeing this, like, it just
Yeah,
takes the cake. I
Right.
mean,
there's no denying it at this point.
Right.
yeah.
Yep, absolutely. It's not good. It's not good. So moving on from that to talking about stuff that is good and cool. We have got at least 2 games, one of which I don't think is that great, but it is what it is. So we've got Neon Abyss, and these are games that I'm currently playing as well. But Neon Abyss, I played through Carrion or Carry On, however you want to pronounce it, and I know Enigma did as well. And then we have Hyperscape. What's up?
Is Carry On out? Or
Yep,
is
Carry On.
it
It launched today
Release
or yesterday.
today,
Yeah, today. So I'll jump into Neon Abyss real quick. Neon Abyss. I found out about Neon Abyss actually from Struffy, but then I found out more about it when I was doing the Devolver Digital play like Devolver Land. Did you guys play through that? Did you guys have a chance to like go through that?
Yeah, it was sweet.
Bill, did you have a chance to play it? No. Oh, okay.
No.
So I do recommend playing through it. It's really cool. It's Devolver Digital's E3 presentation. It's completely free. Go on Steam, download it, and play it. It takes like maybe 30 minutes max to play through the whole thing. But it's a really cool concept. And I know Enigma played through it as well. But anyway, so Neon Abyss is a roguelike game that is reminds me, it's a 2D roguelike bullet hell. And it reminds me of Binding of Isaac. Binding of Isaac meets like Undermine meets like Enter the Gungeon.
I got
Nuclear
like
Throne.
Risk of Rain kind of from it as well. A little
I
bit.
don't-
Like old school Risk of Rain, like
No.
Risk of Rain
Yeah, like
1.
Risk of Rain 1.
Yeah, I mean, yes and no, but it's like it's room based. So the whole thing is like you have a character, you go in and you're upgrading your gun, you're upgrading your character, you're getting these abilities. You have eggs that come that you pick up, and then you can fucking like as you do stuff, you'll hatch one of these eggs that have like attachments, very much like Binding of Isaac, where they have like the little things that are floating around you and then do certain things. You're getting keys, you're getting bombs, you know, you have these crystals that you're using. Guns have alternate fires. I mean, it's just all over the stuff. It's like synth wavy, like I mean, it's just a very
That's why I didn't like. So okay.
no, okay, yes, I do like that, but it's also a very fucking good game. Like you guys know, I love my roguelikes. I love indie games, and these kinds of things. And it's a great game just to jump into and play. The cool thing that I like about it is the way that they do progression in this. Unlike like Dead Cells, or any other like kind of roguelike where you are, unlocking weapons that you then can get. And what this is, you're actually taking your base character and you're unlocking getting abilities that each character can have. So one of the things is like whenever you upgrade a gun, or the next time that you upgrade a gun, it'll upgrade to triple shot versus double shot. And you use crystals that you earn in the game to be able to go into the bar and upgrade these. So it's a very cool kind of concept of how that they actually do those. So it's a very cool game. If you're into those, if you're roguelikes, if you like those bullet hell style games, it's worth, I think it's $20, I think, total right now, maybe on sale for cheaper. It's phenomenal. It's worth, I've gotten a lot of time out of it. Carry On. So I'm gonna let Enigma, he's played more of it than I have.
Carry On or Carry On?
Carry On, whatever.
It's Carrion.
Carrion.
Yeah, it's like a carrion bird, like fucking scavenger type shit.
So
I don't know.
Yeah.
I had a lot of fun with it. I when I played the Devolver Digital Expo or whatever it was called, I was gravitated towards that game because it's a side scroller. I enjoy some side scrollers. It's got some unique mechanics in it. I like the fact that you play it as a monster. So the basic gist of it is like you're this test subject. From what I could tell, you're like this test subject that escapes from its containment center, or it's like containment cell, right?
Mm-hmm.
And your entire process is you trying to get out of this facility. And as you're going through it, you get new abilities. You can kind of you eat people, you like murder people. It's fucking gruesome as shit. And I never thought that I would say this, but like 2D art can be gruesome. It's
oh yeah, it's bloody.
It's pixelated too, isn't it?
Yeah,
right.
it's pixelated. It's 2D art.
Yeah.
I love the art style on it. But yeah, like the first time that I loaded up the game, I like ripped some dude's head off, and fucking blood went splattering all over the place, like little tiny pixelated blood cells. I was having a good time, right? after about an hour, I kind of noticed that the gameplay arc was getting a little stale. Like it's the
Repetitive?
same, yeah, it's the same shit over and over again.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, when I was looking at it, I was like, oh, this is kind of a cool game. And for $20, I was expecting a lot more from the game, personally.
Yeah, that's my issue
And
with it.
within an hour, I was almost done with the game.
Yeah. Yeah,
Which
there's
which
no, there's
really
no,
kind
and there's
of
no
upset
replay
me a
value
little bit.
either.
Yeah.
Like there's
And
none.
that's the biggest thing with me is like replay value, value for money, you know, time spent and such. If it's not worth the time and it's not worth the money, like $20 is really hard for me to say, okay, that's 2 hours worth of content, right?
Right. So is it
That's
like a
rough.
story game?
There
Yeah,
wasn't
It's not.
it's
You,
kind
there's really
of-
not much of a story
yeah,
there. It's like a
it's
small
kind
through
of
line.
there's like little aspects of like story that you can kind of gather. Like you have these like little portions of the map that you go into, and it's like this gigantic like computer of some sort, and it shuts down on you, and then you go into like this like I don't know how to explain it. It's like this dream state that you're looking in on this guy, and you control a person in the facility, and they're kind of like going through the facility, and it's kind of telling you about like you can go and investigate like portions of strange mass growth, and like you can go and you're studying these weird spores that are growing on the wall and shit like that, right? So it's got a very vague story from what I could tell. Unfortunately, after about 2 hours, I felt that it wasn't worth
Right.
the amount of money, and I've since refunded it. I think probably the better option would have been to maybe push that towards like a $10 game, if that. And that hurts me because I like Devolver Digital, and I actually did enjoy the game. I enjoyed what I played of the game.
Is this an early access or is this
Nope.
like
No, it's
final
it's
released.
done.
Yeah,
Yeah,
no,
it's
it's
done.
100%
Okay.
released.
So like I'm just like not seeing what the point of the game is to do then.
It's
People-
just
it's
to play
a
as the
side
monster.
scroller.
I mean,
Yeah,
yeah,
just-
you're playing as the monster, which is different, and
Yeah.
you're playing and like the movement and control and like the whole physics of the game are actually
Yeah.
very well done. You feel
very
very
well done.
you feel very cool going around as this blob.
Your
You know,
character like sends out these like little tendrils, and it like attaches to walls, and that's how you move around.
right?
And it's got actual physics. So like if I attach a tendril to like the top of a fucking room, it like swings my body if I have a lot of mass,
Right.
right?
Okay.
And like if I have a ton of mass, it'll actually break me and like stretch me all the way down so that like I'm touching like the very bottom of the room and such.
Right.
So they've done a very good job with like the movement and the physics.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
To me it felt more like a tech demo.
Yeah,
almost.
the biggest thing there is just there's not enough. Like I played through a decent chunk of it, and then I also did the same thing. I kind of refunded it. Like I got my feel of what the game was. I would say $14.99 on sale at release, $11. I would have been fine with. I would have been like, okay, cool. I got my time with it. $11. It's not that big of a deal. $20 is a big pill to swallow. Like, comparable to something like Neon Abyss, that's the same exact price, and it's
Tons of replay.
A
value.
lot of
Like,
replay value.
especially sort of for the fact that like I said, like after about 2 hours, I felt like I had seen pretty much everything in the game and that I was done.
Is it
I
even-
was like 60% done with the achievements, and that I was like,
yeah, it's
okay,
it's no
that's
joke.
rough.
It's short as shit. Like
very short.
Even procedurally generated anything.
No, it's all the same. The same levels. It's basically just one big facility that you have to kind of like go
Escape or-
through. There's different sections of the facility. Like there's a military wing. There's like a botanical garden. There's a
Yeah.
research center.
it's
everything like
sad. I
that.
mean, the game had a lot of potential, I think, to do something really, really cool, and it is a cool game, but it's just not worth the price tag. Like this is a game that is, oh shit, this is a game that is, is going to be a fall victim to its price tag, 100%, which sucks.
That's a new.
So yeah,
It is a new because like I said, I love Devolver Digital, and
Yeah.
and I love what they did with the actual game. I just wish that it would have had a little bit more to it.
Yeah.
um,
I hope there's better games that come out of all of that stuff that was shown in the.
well,
the expo.
I think there will be. Some of those other games looked good
The-
too,
the
for
Wild
sure.
West or World or whatever.
Yeah, Wild West. No, Weird West.
Weird
Weird West.
Weird West.
Weird-
Yeah.
I don't know. Anyway, that game looks really good.
Weird West, yeah.
So talking about games that are coming out, right? We've got the Xbox Showcase. That happened. It happened today. Did you guys have a chance to look over it or watch
Yes.
it?
I had to skim it, but
Yep.
I see most.
So what is your guys' kind of overall feeling? First, I think just I don't want to compare it yet to PlayStation, right? Let's save that for the end. Let's talk about Xbox as it's a whole, and then we will compare it to PlayStation at the end of it. So
That was my biggest. I'm looking at Avowed.
yeah.
I wish there was more gameplay for it. I wish there was a bit more gameplay for a lot of stuff, but like Avowed, I'm
Wish
excited.
there was gameplay for anything besides Halo.
Yeah.
Okay, I mean, there was gameplay stuff that you saw. I mean, you got Psychonauts had
Very
gameplay.
little.
For a little bit of gunk too, but
I don't know.
I think that was my biggest thing was like I unfortunately for this entire like showing, they're supposed to be out this year, like 2021. I think is what it's like 2020 2021 someplace in the holiday, right? That's when they're planning on releasing.
Yeah.
If I remember
What?
correctly.
Some of this stuff is 2020.
Yeah. So for
2021.
them being legitimately almost at the end of 2020, like we only have like what 5 more months, if that, left over in 2020 in this quarter. For
Mhm.
them being that far out and not being able to show any type of gameplay on a lot of these things, it really struck me as like,
it
man,
might not
like
have even been like
rough.
an ability to show gameplay, but it might have just been like their time slot didn't allow it, so they just
I mean,
threw
it's
their
it's
cinematic
their
trailer into it.
but it's their own showcase.
Yeah, but they also wanted to. I don't think going more than an hour would. I think an hour was a good amount. So I mean, I think they showed a shit ton of games. I mean, they showed a shit ton of games. Like
I agree.
Yeah, and I think
And-
that's partially to the detriment of the event, in my opinion.
Yeah.
They're boasting right now that it was the most games showed at one of these events for a new console. That is very impressive. I don't think anybody is like denying that, but I feel like there were probably 4 or 5 games they could have pulled out
100%,
and been able to
yeah.
go into deeper into some of the other ones.
well, I think like the
feel
Outer
like-
Wilds they could have pulled like some of like that kind of.
Yeah, or the Ori.
Yeah.
They didn't need to show the updated Ori for the
Yeah.
next gen console. That
We all
didn't
love
need to be
Ori,
a thing. Yeah, Ori's a great game. It's nothing new. It's nothing fucking new. There's a DLC
The
coming out,
Destiny,
and they
Destiny
got
2 announcement, I personally think that they could have pulled.
yeah, all of that shit. They
Well,
didn't need
so
that. It
here's
was-
what I'll say about Destiny, the Destiny 2 announcement. I don't think they need to spend as much time, which was only like what, maybe a 5-minute video of it. I don't even think it was 5 minutes. I think it was like maybe like 3. But I mean, legitimately, if you look at what it is, that's impressive, dude. The Game Pass of what they're saying is like just around Destiny alone. Like, not, obviously, we're gonna talk about Game Pass as a whole, but the Game Pass with Destiny alone, saying you're gonna get all of Destiny 2, every single DLC, all the content, season passes, and everything with Game Pass is fucking huge. Like that is a lot of shit. That is a phenomenal price point for $5 a month. Like
Well, and,
on
and
PC.
that's I think that's one of the like Bill had mentioned something about it earlier, that it's like it's quantity over quality in some cases. I don't know if I agree with that. I think that the quality of the games did look good to me.
I think
lot
so
of them
too.
looked good. I think that they
in the
had a
second
good
half.
quantity. Yeah, the second half was pretty.
What
nice.
didn't look good in the first half?
Halo.
You
What-
didn't
so
like
here-
Halo?
Halo looked
okay,
like
are-
hot
okay, are we gonna
garbage.
we're gonna
I
are we gonna
like
go to that?
Halo.
I think Halo looked fucking great. Like
I think it looked
Well,
like
let-
worse
let-
than Halo
let-
3 did.
Let me finish before you guys start fucking arguing, because I can tell this is gonna be a little bitch fest going between you two.
crack my fucking knuckles, bro.
The biggest thing that caught me off guard was the fact that like everything is on PC as well, right? And when we were talking about this with the whole, you were saying that there wasn't any real reason to buy an Xbox in your opinion, right? I completely
Mhm.
agree with that. I think that might be detriment to them. I think that maybe they're trying to get out of the console
I 100%
manufacturing and just go towards one fucking thing. And if that's the case, that's amazing. I think that's a good idea.
It's amazing. You're absolutely right. It is the most consumer profitable thing that they could do is put out that Game Pass, have the console available. If people don't have a PC,
Yeah.
don't want to build a PC, stuff like that, that's fine. But they're not banking on the console. I don't feel like anyway that they're actually
I
trying
feel
to
like-
compete in this console war. I think they're done.
Oh,
I think
they-
they
they-
are
I
pulling
feel
out
like
of the
they've
console
pushed-
war.
I feel like they pushed less into the console war, and now they're pushing more into the production.
Well, I think
war
you,
with
you,
Sony,
you heard him
right?
with
They're
Destiny.
pushing more into the development war.
You heard it with
What's that?
Destiny. You heard it when they said Destiny. She came out and she's like, "You'll be able to with the Game Pass. You'll be able to play Destiny come November on your phone through the cloud, like xCloud. That's it. That's there's their thing. Like that right there is 100% them saying the next gen after this is cloud. Like we don't give a shit where you play our stuff. Play it anywhere you want. We're going to be doing it with the cloud. And I mean
And that's
like
great.
Stadia's been trying to do this, Google's trying to do it or whatever else. Is it going to work? I don't know. But people that are saying like, well, I'll never get it. I'll never do that. It's not going to work. Yeah, but they're not saying that's the only way to play their game, right? The difference between Google and Stadia and OnLive and all, and PlayStation Now and all this other kind of bullshit, Gaikai, all this crap that came out is that Xbox is saying, no, play it on fucking PC. You want it on a PC? Play it on PC. They may do a box, or whatever else, but their whole thing is playing on the cloud, play it on PC, play it wherever the fuck you want to play it. We don't really give a shit.
I think with enough
Right.
time, all this stuff with clouds and everything, I think it's going to be honestly pretty prevalent in the future.
Well,
I think it's like the future of gaming. Honestly.
Again, that's the and their whole thing, like and what I think a lot of people didn't key up on, which is sad too, is that the smart play. So like a lot of people, they kept saying smart play, right? So the smart play system is essentially playing via xCloud, right? It's that the hardware is there and that they are basically just streaming the game to your system, and you are playing it through their xCloud system, and that's their smart delivery was their wording for it.
Yeah.
So essentially, you're playing the game as soon as you want. Boom, boot it up, instantly goes right, and the game starts. What's happening is in the background, it's downloading the game to your system. So what you understand is that, oh, I can play the game right now. And there's like, people are like, oh, they do it. They currently do that. And it's like, no, they don't. No, you can play parts of the game, but you can't play the game instantly. This is literally the moment that you want to play it, you instant have access to it. And then it just starts downloading to your console as you're playing it. Essentially same thing that Steam does, like, but in their update format in a way. So that's their whole thing. But yeah, Xbox 100% is getting out of the console war, and they're evolving the consoles to something better. Like this is the route we need to go down. And I think that I guess
it's too soon though.
I don't think so.
It's too soon.
Somebody
for
has
cloud
to make that.
gaming.
Somebody has to make that jump.
That's what I was about to say. Somebody
But-
has to make that jump, and they have to make it eventually. It's not one of those things where we can just continue to do the same fucking thing over and over again.
Yeah,
expecting
but
different
if
results,
the rest of the infrastructure space isn't able to keep up with it, like what I'm seeing in chats right now with ISPs and stuff, the bandwidth's not there in a lot of areas to support this kind of cloud gaming. Now, luckily, Xbox is doing it in a way where that's not the only option.
Right, that's what. Yeah,
Yeah.
right. Well, that's what I'm saying. And they are doing it. They're not doing it too early. That's the right way of doing it.
Right.
It's
Stadia, the stuff that's in your chat right now, like the Stadia did it wrong. Stadia said the only way that you can do it is by connecting to our servers.
right.
Right. Instead of giving everybody the option, you can play it on PC, you can play it on the Xbox. If you have a fucking smart fucking fridge, you can play it on smart fridge. Whatever the fuck you want
Right.
to do, you can play it on whatever you want to play it on. If you have the connection for it, play it on your phone. Right. Like that. I think that's the best way to go. Exactly what Sin was saying prior to this is like they have to push it forward, or else it's never gonna fucking happen.
Right.
Yeah,
The,
that's fair.
So, I mean, I think that nobody is forcing anybody to say you have to do the cloud stuff. Not yet, at least, right? And I don't even think
Right.
that they will I don't think they'll ever force you to do cloud, right? I think what they're going to basically say is we will have a set-top box that will use our smart delivery system.
100%.
I think what they're going to do is they're basically going to go, cool, we're going to gut that system down to the bare minimum of what we need, right, to run this stuff. And instead of saying you have the most powerful console out there, they're just going to be like, we have the most connected console that you possibly need, or whatever. I don't know how they're going to frame it or whatever,
The
but
most universally connected console
right.
that you will ever need.
or again, they're just going to lean so heavily into play anywhere that, and I didn't want to jump into this, or whatever else as far as Sony versus them, but Sony, if they don't catch up, are going to be fucking left in the dust. Like
100%.
Or right now they don't have to, and
I think this generation is going to fucking put a hurt on Sony, 100%.
I think they're fine this generation if they don't do it by the middle of this generation to next generation. They need to start integrating it in this generation 100%, but I think they're fine right
So
now.
I want to lean into a couple of more of the games, right? Before we, I think, dive heavy into that. You said Halo. So I want to talk, what about Halo did you not like?
The gameplay looked fine. It's simply a graphical thing. It didn't look next generation. It looked very mediocre graphically. It looked like something that could be played on current generation or even in some parts previous generation. Some of the facial animations did not look good. Some of the character models did not look good. They had fucking Thanos from Infinity Wars in low res as one of the enemies. Like,
See, I don't know. I looked at it and
I felt like it was very drab. The textures were gone. I was watching, and as he's driving the Warthog, you can see the foliage popping off the screen as he's driving because they didn't have it like set right for the view to like be there before the foliage disappeared. It was just disappearing as he was driving past.
So let me ask you a question. You see this?
It just looked unpolished.
You see this, but what you get is a more polished version of this. Are you happy?
I mean, yeah.
Okay.
I would like my Halo to have a little bit more of a Destiny spice.
So what happens if, let's reverse it and say you get Watchdogged, where you get a beautiful in-game they show you something beautiful and what you get looks like shit.
That's also wrong. I think they're both shit.
See, to me, I don't have a problem. I look
as far as marketing goes, if they're showing a half-baked product like this, if the game's coming out with the console's launch, it should be pretty damn close to finished, and this is supposed to be the best thing that they can show. I think
so. I can tell you as a Halo fanboy, or not fanboy. I'm not a Halo fanboy. That's the wrong word to use. I'm a Halo fan. I grew up on Halo, or not grew up. I played a lot of Halo. I love Halo. Like, I do not like Halo 4. I do not like Halo 5. I couldn't stand either one of those. I saw this and immediately got goosebumps because I'm like, this is Halo. Like, this is old school Halo. This is,
I did dig the old school vibe.
Well, and that's what this is. Like, this is they said it. This is a remake of, or not a remake, a reintroduction of Halo, right? So to me, I think I did not look at it and be like, oh my God, this looks like shit. Like, yes, I noticed that I was obviously not the most high, like, resolution fucking beautiful game, but
you're the first one to mention that graphics are a major selling point, though. Every game that
I'm not saying
about with the,
I'm not saying
like
it's not
with the Sony stuff. The one thing that you were able to give them was that the games looked phenomenal.
Right, they did. I don't think this looked horrible. I don't think this looked terrible. I'm not saying
it looked borderline horrible. Nothing said next generation with what this showed. Even the gameplay, yes, it's a tried and true, and that's great. I think that's the way it should be. But not a single aspect of this looked next generation.
I can agree with what Bill's saying. Like, when it came down to when I actually watched it and I was watching like his movements, the fucking combat, when it came to like the gunplay and everything like that, everything screamed like Halo 4. It screamed like the previous generation of Halo, right? And it just didn't scream like next generation. It didn't scream innovation. I was very, very unimpressed with it personally.
I don't know. To me, again, I'm not saying it was the most beautiful thing that we saw, right? But what I'm saying is that what?
At least they showed gameplay.
They showed gameplay. But my whole thing is like, I think like when I immediately saw that, it was not one of the things that I was like, I'm immediately turned off. I saw it and was like, oh fuck, this game is like they are making, basically taking me back to Halo 1 days, like Halo CE days. They are making this game fucking expansive. They're giving me different routes to take. It's open world Halo. And on top of that, like, there's new mechanics, there's new stuff added into it. And I would honestly rather have something come out like this and show this, and then when we get what we get is prettier, because I do think that they're going to up-res it. I think they're going to make it look better. I think that they're going to we're going to see a big difference, but I don't think that they want to go out there and fucking just, I don't think, maybe it was not ready yet. Maybe it's not. And we're talking 5 months. That's like right around the corner. All of those things point to you being right. But at the same time, I still look at it and say, I look at Halo, like you just said it. Halo 4 looked better than this, but Halo 4 played like complete dog shit. Halo 4 was a shitty storyline, a shitty game, but it relied really heavy on it being pretty. Halo 5,
But
same exact thing.
This is your fucking cash cow. This is, if anything screams Xbox, it's the Halo franchise.
100%. Yeah.
I cannot like there's no excuse for any aspect of this reveal to be lackluster.
It
There
should
is
be
no
ready.
reason
So-
that anybody should be coming off of watching that Halo reveal and be like, you know what? Not impressed.
So take it over to like, and I know we don't want to compare the
No,
two
go
right now,
ahead.
but like,
I mean,
like take it over to like the PlayStation 5 event where they announced the new Spider-Man, right? I thought the new Spider-Man looked fucking amazing. Now when we were talking about it, we were like, is this a new fucking game or is this just a fucking, you know, add-on or a DLC content for Spider-Man for the PS3 or the PS4, right? But to me, it looks stunning. Whereas Halo 5 looked bland. It just looked like another Halo game to me.
Okay, so here's my issue, right, with this, right, is that I think that when you look at the games like Spider-Man, or you look at things like that were in Sony's book, right, we all sat there and said like, oh yeah, the games look great, but they seem to lack a lot of fucking sustenance, right, or whatever else. I took away from this being like, okay, cool, it wasn't the prettiest fucking game I've ever seen, right? And I get it's supposed to be it's Halo, and I can tell you right now, like Halo Infinite will sell like fucking hot, like it's gonna sell like gangbusters, like
of course
it's-
it will.
right?
It's a
Because it's
new
available
Halo
on
game.
PC.
Well, yeah, but also too, like it is also a Halo game, like
It's like Call of Duty. It's gonna
Yeah.
get bought whether it's shit or not.
but
It's like FIFA. FIFA fanboys will buy FIFA. no
my
matter
thing
what.
is like I look at something like Spider-Man, and yeah, I'm excited because Spider-Man played really well. Spider-Man was, I think, a very beautiful game, whatever else, and it was a good game. If I got into it's going to be very hard for me to get into Miles Morales Spider-Man, one, because I'm not buying a fucking PlayStation 5 for it, but it's going to be hard for me to get into Miles Morales Spider-Man and not be like, you're fucking lying to me. I know you're sitting here telling me this is a brand new game and it's built from the ground up for the PlayStation 5. This is the fucking same game. Like it's the same. So-
again, Halo, it looks like it's very similar assets to the previous games. The exact same thing you're saying about the Spider-Man is the same thing that's going on with Halo right now, except it looked worse.
I don't think that it looked worse, and I don't think
the
that
grappling hook is your selling point.
no, but what I'm saying is that it's not that it looked phenomenal or whatever else, but it is clearly different than anything that we have gotten with Halo. Like,
Is it?
yeah, when was the last time you had a Halo open world game?
I mean,
Halo is a corridor shooter. It's 100% a corridor
in
shooter.
its
You can talk
core,
open
it's
world
still
all
the-
you want,
yeah.
but
in
it's still Halo.
in its core,
the same
it's still the
gameplay
same
loop.
Halo gameplay loop. Yeah.
No, it's not. It's absolutely different than the Halo gameplay loop. Well, it's not. Hey, okay. So in Halo, the whole thing is point A to point B. It's kill rooms. Halo has been known and has always been known
Yeah,
for
they
kill
added
rooms.
walking between those segments.
They added complete openness. You can literally can Witcher 3. Did any of you
I
guys?
will be happy with this game if the open world is full of things. If it's a drive from point A to point B and then do the level because the loading screen is you traveling from point A to point B instead of it just snapping you into it, it's gonna be shit.
I'm not right. There's a lot of room that can be that they could fuck things up. What I am saying is that I didn't look at the game and just blame it solely on because it looked like shit or didn't look as polished as what it should be.
It looked like
as being
shit, and
like
the gameplay didn't.
I thought
no
the gameplay was.
innovation.
I thought the gameplay was phenomenal. I was excited about that gameplay.
It's a good. It's a good Halo gameplay. There's
I
there's
did.
nothing innovative about it
Yeah.
besides they added a revolver and a grappling hook.
well,
I've
there's-
never played a Halo. I'm sorry, I've never played. But
I forgot
mean,
you
I
were
watched
here
it
for a second.
and I literally thought it was like an older gen Halo. Like I think that it just didn't look any different than any other Halo that I've seen. I've never played one, so this is from someone who hasn't played one. It just didn't look any.
If you go on Twitter right now, the big meme going around, and I know you hate memes, but it's got the dude from the Halo Infinite thing beside of Joel from The Last of Us. And I understand those are completely different games. They're allowed to budget a lot more into graphics on The Last of Us because that's the way that game is. It's a very cinematic experience. That's the whole point. but there's no reason that it can't even be comparable. And those two screenshots, there is no comparison. It looks like a bad this generation or a previous generation game as far as the textures on those character models go.
I don't know. I disagree. I don't
That
think it
is
looked
no
that. I don't
excuse.
think that it looked that. I'm not saying it looked as good as Last of Us 2 because it obviously didn't. But I don't think that it looked like legitimately fucking absolutely terrible. You're also talking to somebody that I enjoy Paragon or fucking Paragon. Fucking Christ. I enjoy Project Gorgon's art style. So
No,
Yes,
you
but,
know,
but
I mean-
what we were talking about with the PlayStation event though was like, is Halo, is that like, is good enough going to sell the Xbox X?
no, but I think if you look at the lineup that they've got coming out, I mean, you also have Avowed coming out, which I think everybody here is excited. Well, I don't know if Bill is, but I'm assuming, you know, I'm super excited for an Obsidian RPG to come out, and also
was
being
really
first
happy
person.
to see that hand glow.
Oh yeah, me too.
Okay, I mean,
Hey,
I agree.
hey,
We didn't get.
if we want to talk about Avowed, I will get into this shit because like the fucking Obsidian stuff.
I don't. Yeah, I don't.
Obsidian's
I
a
don't.
great
100%
company,
I don't
and
need. I don't need gameplay. I don't need gameplay for it. I know what Obsidian is. Like
100%. I will back Obsidian right now because
That's fine.
the last game that they put out was fucking miles and miles above anything that Bethesda can even fucking wish to put out at this point.
right.
And we need that. We need the Bethesda killer. Somebody just needs to pop the cap, put them out of their misery. and
Legitimately, and Byte's been talking about this. He was like talking about it on Twitter, and he's talking in the chats and stuff. They fucking have been putting it hardcore to Bethesda with this last with all these updates that they've been putting out. The Outer World stuff they put out, obviously people aren't going to be insanely fucking excited about a DLC. I don't know why they even fucking talked about it. Like they made way too much of a of a scene for a DLC. Personally, in my opinion,
Got more of that than
They-
other games that are actual
yeah.
games. Yeah.
Yeah, I think that if they would have went into more detail and they would have had a little bit more gameplay of Avowed, I would have been like over the moon. But the Grounded, Grounded, the new survival that they got coming out, I played the demo for it. Fucking amazing, love it. I don't like survivals anymore. I've kind of like sworn off of survivals as of late, but I will play Grounded.
Yeah.
Oh,
Well,
yeah,
no,
that'd be
Grounded.
like-
I'm after seeing Grounded being played and like what it was,
Mhm.
I
Mhm.
put it on my wait list. Like,
Yeah,
Grounded
looks
looks amazing.
Right.
Yeah.
It looks amazing. The actual gameplay loop for it was rather fun. I only had a little bit of time with it when it came to the demo. I think they allotted you like 30 minutes of gameplay time. But the 30 minutes that I did play of it was fucking fun. It was enjoyable. I didn't get into any of the building, but from what they showed inside of that preview, the base building and everything does look rather good.
yeah.
And I gotta love the nod they did to Cyberpunk.
Oh yeah, if you want a good
the nod
game,
they did to
go buy
is
Cyberpunk.
Fucking amazing.
Yeah.
was
I
awesome.
loved it. I loved it, dude.
Yeah,
That's
it's
that is on point with their little dig at Bethesda with Outer Worlds when they said the original creators of Fallout New Vegas.
right.
Literally.
Well, I mean, and you know, I think that so going back to Avowed as far as like the actual like people are bitching and complaining, saying, "Oh, well, we didn't get gameplay or whatever else." Like, true,
We didn't
but
get gameplay of Elder Scrolls 6 or whatever.
yeah, we didn't
when they
get that.
Like,
We
a
didn't get
snippet of a sunset or something.
we didn't get gameplay loops of that game that what was the game in fucking the PS5s? Oh shit. The one where they like you play the ghost. It's the one Enigma's all hyped up about.
Ghostline Tokyo.
Yeah, sure. We didn't get like
Whatever
true
it's called.
solid like gameplay of that stuff. I mean,
Yeah.
those kind of like. So I don't necessarily need to see 100% gameplay. If all of this would have been no gameplay, then I would have been a little bit pissed off, right? But you know,
I mean, a good 80% of it wasn't gameplay, though.
what all did we not? So we didn't see Fable, right? But right, we don't. But I don't need to see Fable.
We
I
didn't see Senna. We
I know
didn't
it-
see As Dusk Falls. We didn't see Avowed. We saw Grounded.
I
didn't
thought
see
we did. We did
Alive.
see a
didn't
Dust
see
Falls. Wasn't that the one that?
Everwild.
Isn't that the one that's the like cell shaded comic book style look like
It's like the fucking
Wasn't
when
that a
it came
story
down
game?
to- Yeah, it's like a story game.
Right,
it's like a-
I think that
the
is
Wolf
game.
Among
I'm
the
pretty sure
fucking
that is
murderer.
that is the gameplay like loop of
If,
that.
if that's the gameplay, it's unimpressive. Like,
Well, yeah, but I didn't
my
like-
note on it. My note on it was like, personally, I found it unimpressive. The
I did
concept
I did
sounds,
too, but that's
like,
but
it's
I,
insanely
I
boring.
I don't think that it was anything. I'm not that type. That's not my game. Like I don't
Yeah,
like
that's
the
what I put
Telltale
as
style
well.
games.
It's like,
What
yeah.
game are we talking about?
I'm
right
not
now?
the target audience. The As Dusk Falls.
Yes, as Dust Falls one.
It's like a story game or something.
Right.
It was
Gotcha.
it was the one with like the curly haired chick and the family
But
the family that was like
what
going
I-
on a vacation. Or
What I
whatever.
will say is, I think from a whole perspective, like we got such a variety of different types of games. We got such a different. I mean, like going into now, like we obviously don't have to sit here and talk about every single individual game that came out because like it would take us another hour to sit here and talk about every game. Like
Oh yeah.
they came out with so much stuff. I mean, you
And
know,
there's a lot of the games I'm excited about.
yeah, 100%. Like, you know, even to the point that like Crossfire X or whatever else, I've actually seen some of that gameplay, and it actually does not look like a bad game. When it is coming to Xbox or the PC, I will be looking at picking that game up too. Like it's another shooter or whatever else. But like they did such a good job of like hitting, and I'm so happy that we did not get fucking Halo, Gears, Forza, like the tip, like Assassin's
Yeah.
Creed. That-
I
If
mean, we
we
hit
would
two
have
of those
gotten the
boxes.
basics,
Well, I mean, I could
if
keep
we
going. I
would've
could keep
gotten the
going and
basics
going.
for Xbox. I would have been a little pissed too.
Right.
But-
Like
Yeah.
to me, they actually came out here with like, hey, we have a bunch of new shit. And like, yes, they had like Ori and things like that, which again, as an Ori fan, I was excited. I was like, oh, cool. I may actually replay Ori again when
It wasn't news though. I don't think it
no,
was.
but I
don't
think
think it was event worthy.
I think it's a
Yeah.
nod. I think it's a nod to just be like, hey, we are not forgetting our past to also bring into our, our future. Like, yes, it did not need to necessarily be in the games showcase, but I think that it was a good nod, of showing that.
What's,
Didn't they do like a pre-event thing too, like before it even started?
But
Yeah, and they showed a-
event was just a bunch of the same shit that they showed in the. Fucking
I thought they
event.
showed a bunch
They
of world
showed-
premiere stuff in the pre-event.
They showed Senna. Yeah, they showed the
Yeah.
Senna fucking main announcement trailer a bunch of times. Like it was on repeat there for
Yeah.
like a
Well,
while.
What I think they should have done is just put some of the like lesser news stuff, like
Yeah.
the Ori and stuff, into the pre-event and leave the main event for like the big games, the big
I
trailer.
completely
Well, no,
agree.
because they also showed the new Knights. Well, it's not Knights, but it's from the creator of Knights. They showed new games in that pre-event. Well, so I watched the Summer of Game Fest with Jeff Keighley, a pre-event. I don't. Is that the one you guys watched?
I didn't watch the pre-event.
I watched I watched a little bit of the IGN pre-event.
So there was with the Jeff Keighley one, like he showed the world premiere of the Knights. It's a Knights game. Like I don't know, and I'm super fucking stoked. I don't know if you guys ever played Knights. I don't know if you guys ever.
Really.
Never heard of it.
Only
Okay,
a little bit.
so and maybe people in chat. I don't know. Knights is a original Sega CD game that came out, and they tried to redo it with I think Xbox 360, but it just was not that great. But this is like a true reinterpretation of Knights, and Knights was like Sonic meets like Ratchet and Clank meets Sly. Well, it's more like Sonic meets like Sly Cooper style, and like Crash Bandicoot. So like it's a super fucking like beautiful visual game, but like I don't know, you just have to go look at it. And it's amazing. Like it really is super awesome. So they showed some games there. Like
But I think the main thing that we were trying to say is that I think they could have shown a lot of these games in the pre-event and
Yep.
made the main event and given us a little bit longer, and maybe some gameplay with some of these other ones, and shown a little bit more of like their major hitters, right? Like I
Yeah.
think that's the biggest thing for me is like I was unimpressed with the fact that everything was just basically an announcement trailer, and they're literally 5 months away from release.
Yeah, it's all stuff that even if I didn't watch the event, I'm just gonna see it in my Twitch or Hulu ads or whatever. Like it's the event itself was nothing more than an extended commercial for 90% of the content.
if we take out the PlayStation 5's actual reveal, because we all knew what the console looked like.
Yeah.
We all knew everything that was in it. If we take that out of the PlayStation 5 event,
I'm not comparing it. To
no, I know.
PlayStation
I'm not.
now.
I'm just saying, what ideally that
But
was the exact same
we
thing.
had we had the same gripes about the PlayStation 5 event
Yeah,
as well.
they
is
were
that-
Right, but-
both shit
But
in very
PlayStation,
similar ways.
but PlayStation only limited themselves to what, like maybe 6-7 games at most.
Yeah,
like we
they-
didn't
they
get
had,
a
They
lot.
had they had
Way less.
shorter and less games. But
We're
they
just saying
still-
that
we
they
still
could have
compared it.
Yeah, they could have improved upon it in this for sure.
Oh,
Like,
absolutely. I
that's
mean, I
all
think
we're
that I think
saying.
they could have, yes, they could have shown more gameplay. We could have gotten more stuff. They could have taken some stuff out, put stuff in. But I'm saying as a whole, looking at this, both of them I think failed on the fact that they did not come out with any goddamn pricing. Like we're talking 5 months away, and no one knows how much
Yeah.
they need to save. They don't know launch dates. They don't know shit. Right?
In all honesty, I don't think Xbox's event even like cared that much about the console. I think this whole event was them just
Oh,
trying to sell Game
absolutely.
Pass.
Absolutely, and it was brilliant. And it was fucking brilliant.
Honesty, looking at like how close we are to release and how unfinished some of these games actually looked in comparison to they didn't have any gameplay anything like that. Now that could just be like you said that they didn't want to fucking bloat the event or anything like that, right?
Right.
Do you guys think that the consoles are shooting for a release date, but they're gonna have to push it back?
No.
I don't think
No.
they will.
No, I just don't think they want to be the first one to pull the trigger.
I don't
Yeah.
think
You
I
gotta
don't
pull the trigger at some point.
I don't think Xbox gives a shit. I don't think
Yeah, I
Xbox
think-
cares. Look at that entire press conference, and how many times did they mention Xbox One X as far as like, or Series X as like this dive in whole like talk. It was very much like that was just like a side element of this
Oh.
whole thing. You know what I mean?
And I have to do a short rant because I promised I would do this in our comments when we were talking about what we needed to talk to. When the fuck did 60 frames a second become like a
that's
major
sick.
fucking feature?
I don't know.
Like should that not be like the baseline of anything at this point? these
Yeah, but
days?
how many games now play on console at a smooth, constant 60 frames a second? None.
No,
Yeah.
no.
None.
But that's what I'm saying. Why is that like the major like every fucking time we had somebody on the screen talking about their game, they're like runs at amazing 60 frames per second.
Well, I
And
mean,
I'm like, no shit, Sherlock.
at least
Thanks
it's
for the
not ray
fucking
tracing.
update.
well,
not
because
ray
yeah,
tracing
I
for
only had to
PlayStation.
listen to ray tracing once, and that was with Forza.
Yeah.
Well, because I mean, again, mainly 144 is not the norm. I mean, 144 is just is not normal right now. At
Your
all.
higher class gamers have 144.
And
PC,
to take it a
okay,
step
PC
further,
players.
PC, yeah.
to take it even a step further, 144 will never be the norm, right? And as far
Nah,
You
not
don't
with
think
TVs.
so?
hold on, not on TVs. 4K
Okay, yeah.
because 4K will you will get 4K 144 whenever 8K is the like baseline, because 4K is 60 right now. 4K 60 frames is the that's one of my biggest reasons why I've not upgraded to a 4K monitor. Everyone shouts 4K. I don't give a shit because I want 144 frames.
You're 1440p, yeah.
Yep, 1440p, 144. That is the way. That is the ideal sweet spot. Going to a 4K 60. That's why they're going to shout 60 frames, because they can say if it gets 4K 60 frames, like never dropping a bit, great. Then they've accomplished their goal. Like that's why. I don't think it's a good selling point. If anything,
No,
I think they
it's-
should come out and be like, we can do 1440p 144 or 4K 60, but they're not going to do that because people are going to be like, well, it's so many numbers. Like they're not going to, they're just not going to do it. Like,
Yeah, no.
I mean, the fucking PlayStation 5 didn't have any issue with fucking taking you on a rocket science, trip. So
Right, I get it.
What the fuck not?
All
but-
the gigaflops.
yeah, they're
The
not going to,
gigaflops
they're
and
not gonna
the-
talk about
the
it here.
Tergibites and the
but honestly, like, going back to the whole kind of conference in general and whatever, Microsoft, like Xbox doesn't give a shit whenever this console launches. They don't fucking care because the console is subsidiary to everything. Everything we saw about this show was Xbox Game Pass and crossplay with their PC. Like, and it's brilliant. It's fucking brilliant. I walked away from that just because that was what was my biggest complaint coming out of PlayStation, other than it was just a fucking shit show of a presentation or whatever else, was that there's no reason for me to buy these games or buy your console for this. Xbox came and said,
Wiener hands? You're not gonna buy a PlayStation?
I don't give a
for
fuck about
hands?
wiener hands, bro.
For the wiener hands,
I
bro.
can have wiener hands after my show is done. Don't worry.
whoa.
The point of it is that Xbox came out and said, you know what? I don't give a fuck whether you buy my console at all. You can play these games on PC all day long.
And
We
that
love
was
the
the-
PC players.
And that was the biggest thing that they won on.
Fucking
I think
brilliant.
A lot of the games were not super memorable, in my
Yeah.
opinion. That might just be me. I was very unimpressed with their heavy hitters, but the fact that it doesn't fucking matter. They're not trying to sell a console. They're not really trying to sell any type of hardware at all. It's good. And it makes me happy because I only have to worry about buying a PlayStation now. Because there are games on the PlayStation that hit all the boxes for me that make that console worthwhile for me.
You mean that's because they're only on that console?
Yeah.
Right.
Which
That's the only
I
reason.
I also want to bring something up about that because it was a Kotaku article, so take it with a grain of salt. But there's a lot of these companies that are saying that they are open to other that they're open to PS5 releases later down the line.
Oh, absolutely.
While these might be timed exclusives, they're not going to be. There's a possibility that a good chunk of them will be coming to the PlayStation in the future.
Well, that right. No, I don't think anybody doubts that, right? I don't think anybody is saying that these are and Microsoft said it. Like Phil Spencer has been very open to say, we don't give a shit about console exclusive. We want our games to be played anywhere. Fucking brilliant.
Not just console exclusives, as well, exclusives in general.
Like, right.
Don't give
Like,
a shit
we
about
don't want them to be locked anywhere. We think gaming should evolve to being everywhere. Sony is like, nope, absolutely not. Like,
that. It's not
Right.
meta.
right.
Epic and Sony.
Well, what I'm saying is since Xbox doesn't, they're going the correct route. I am 100% going to give them props. They're going the correct route with the way that they're doing things. They're trying to be as inclusive as possible.
Mm-hmm.
While that's fine and dandy, it does directly help PlayStation having the Xbox player base have that option because there's no competition between the two as far as that goes. Now it's just whether people like if the software that's going to be on the PlayStation is worth a selling point. It's not a competitive thing anymore where, oh, I have to buy one or the other. It's okay. Is it just worth my time at this point?
Here's what's going to happen, right? Here's the sharpening of the knife has already been done, right? Sony's entire line was saying PlayStation 5, PlayStation 5, PlayStation 5, PlayStation 5. That was their whole fucking line. That was their through point their entire show. After the fact, we learn, oh wait, these fuckers are full of gas, bro. Like a lot of these games are on PC. We didn't hear that. We saw a few that said Epic, store or whatever else, but from ones that we already knew.
Right.
Microsoft went out there, sharpened that dagger to say all of this shit is PC. All of it. Do you know what that does to a developer? You then, and this is where the thrust comes in, right? This is where fucking Phil Spencer goes up behind Sony and just goes, is because they're going to then go to a developer and go, hey, absolutely, go to Sony. Sony's going to lock you into a 1-year exclusive. You're only going to be able to be on Sony's platform or whatever else. Maybe they give you money, maybe not. I don't know, but you're going to be locked in for a year only on that, right? Or go to Xbox. You can develop on the most powerful system, whatever the fuck you want. You can have access to xCloud, get your shit on a phone, and play it on a PC.
We'll get you shit on the phone. We'll get
Right.
you a T-shirt.
Yeah.
We'll get you
You
a
got
fucking
phones, right?
jacket.
Right. Like,
You know what I'm saying? We'll
I'm
get you a
just-
little hat saying
I'm just
Xbox
saying,
for life.
it legitimately, as a developer, you then go, why the fuck would I go and develop solely for, and even take it a step further, Xbox is going to go, hey, put the shit on Sony's. Put it on, I don't give a fuck. Put it on PlayStation if you want to put it on PlayStation. Like, absolutely. They are literally just going to gut Sony. If Sony continues down this route of this live and die by their fucking Ghost of Tsushima sword of it's only on PlayStation and that's it. And maybe we'll give you a
That
console.
game's amazing.
That game is not
It does
amazing.
look great.
That game
The
looks
game's
great.
the best open world game since Breath of the Wild.
So
Get the fuck out of here.
Wow.
Get the fuck out of here. Dude, we don't have time to do this. I don't have time. I don't have time to fucking
I think
go
it
into that
looks good.
dumbass argument.
It is genuinely.
Absolutely fucking not.
Well, your opinion's your opinion, and
Which-
I will
which-
not
which game,
say
though?
one way or the other. Ghost of
which
Tsushima.
game?
Ghost of Tsushima.
Ghost of Tsushima looks fucking
It
Nice.
looks great.
I
I'll give it.
agree.
It looks beautiful.
And it plays great, and it is great.
Have you played
It's
it?
a good game.
You played it?
I've had plenty
Ha-
of people who
ha-
have. I have not
have you played
myself.
it? Have you played
Have
it?
you played it?
No, I've not.
Have
So
you
I'm
played
not. But I'm not arguing.
don't shit on
Then
it.
I'm not arguing. No. I'm not arguing the fact that it plays great. That's not my argument. That's not what I'm. I'm not. So we can't.
What
You
you're
can't go
saying
there and
is-
say that you
you're
can't
saying
say
the
that it
exact same
plays
thing
great.
I am, but the chats are saying their story, and they have played
Cool.
it.
Hey, Kroven, have you played it? In the chat, the people that are saying it's a great game, have you played the game? If you can tell me that you've played it, great. Like, then cool. Then we can go into that discussion or whatever else. But I'm telling you right now, the person that's saying it's 100% phenomenal has not played it, like, at all. So, exactly. I don't care if you've watched 1,000 hours on
I will
stream.
say the Metacritics for it don't lie. They say that it is phenomenal.
Both in
Hey,
gamer and critics.
I
Get-
think it looks
look,
sweet.
here's what I'll say: the game looks beautiful, right?
Mhm.
The
I'm not
the
just talking
storyline
about
the
looks.
storyline
I'm not
of that
talking about
game
just the looks.
is like the story through points of that game and the dialogue, the way that the writing in that game is dog shit, absolute complete dog shit. Like,
And again, that is your opinion.
sure, right. My opinion is that the game is dog. The
It's a good thing you're
storyline is
loud.
dog shit. Why is it I'm loud? You're the one that brought the fucking thing up. Like, I mean, it's. I'm just saying, go look at the storylines and like just the dialogue. The dialogue alone.
I have
is
so
so
personally
bad.
watched several people play the game and watched and listened to the dialogue and the fucking storyline, and I've enjoyed it thoroughly.
It's
Yeah.
so
Yeah.
bad.
Same.
I don't know.
It's just all,
Again,
all
cool.
opinions here.
Yeah,
I
it's
think
all
Where's
opinions.
Plagued? Where's
It's-
Plagued?
Yeah.
It's
Plagued,
fine.
I've watched Plague play it. I've watched Casual play it. Or
We need a quick
Graphics play it.
guest appearance.
I'm not-
I've watched Go Carnage play it. I've watched.
I have
fucking other
too.
fucking
I've
people play
watched
it.
I've watched all these
Loved
streams
it.
as well. Like I've
Okay,
I've had in the
and you
background.
thought the
glad you-
dialogue and all that
I'm
wasn't
glad
good?
you
dog shit,
have
yeah.
a.
Yeah.
I'm glad you have a minority opinion, and you are entitled to that.
I mean, it's true. It's 3 against 1 right now.
That's I didn't say that it's not. I'm not saying that. I never came out and said your opinion is wrong. Like, I'm not saying that. I am telling you that
But when I said
surprised.
the game was great, you said it was
I'm
dog
saying
shit,
no.
so-
I'm saying that you're saying that gameplay is good. You can't say that if you've not played the game. Like,
But you,
I'm not saying the gameplay is bad. I
You're just
can't
saying
tell you
it's
how
bad.
it controls. I can't tell you any of that because I've not played it. I am strictly going off of the dialogue, the storyline, and like their narrative, their whole
But-
like narrative route.
But yet,
not
5 to
good.
10 minutes ago, you were just talking about Halo 5 and saying that the gameplay looked amazing.
I'm saying what I saw looked amazing. Like, for Christ's
And what
sake.
I'm saying is what I see.
Great. I'm
looks
not saying. I'm
amazing.
not disagreeing with you.
okay, no one's saying anything.
God
alright?
damn it.
Like,
I'm
What was
not
the fucking
disagreeing
point?
with you.
What is
Let's
the
reel
point
this
of it?
back in. Where were we?
Can we reel
What were
this
we
back in
talking
and
about?
say something real quick? Hold on. Let me just say one fucking thing before we go any fucking further. It's my birthday. It's my birthday.
Happy birthday.
It's my birthday, bro.
Happy birthday, Sin.
It's
It
officially
is
my
your
birthday.
fucking
It
birthday.
is.
Holy shit! 5 minutes.
5 minutes in, it's my birthday. And you guys, you know how you pay me? You fucking want to argue with me. Fuck all y'all. Y'all kind of
Bro, you argue with us
can-
all the time.
You can
No,
take
no,
that
it's
gift
your
and shove it back.
birthday.
Shut
Your
the fuck-
birthday present is the conversations and the arguments between us.
Yeah.
We know
Well,
how
okay.
much you love it.
What a great birthday
Okay,
present.
so where were we? We were talking about
So
Sony
the-
needs
the-
to get their shit together or get the fuck out.
Yes.
The biggest thing that I want, I think we kind of need to start wrapping up because we're getting a little late. But the biggest thing that I want,
Oh shit.
Oh no!
Perfect. Cool. All right.
The
So
anticipation.
someone else, go ahead. Someone else say something. I'm gonna boot you from the fucking party too. Tell me my
Oh my
opinion. Shit.
God.
Oh wait.
Okay, as I was saying, I want to ask you guys what was your guys' opinion? Like, what was your most anticipated game from the showcase? Like, game or games, if you had
Avowed.
multiple. Just kind of give me a quick synopsis of it.
What was the question? Sorry.
What was your favorite game or most anticipated game of the entire thing? Give a short synopsis of them or it.
Xbox or
Of
Sony
Xbox,
of
of
Xbox.
We're
Okay.
not talking about the PS5. We did that.
I
fucking
got
last
it.
week.
I got it. Okay. Who's going first?
Scruffy,
I
you
thought-
said
I thought you
about.
were. All right, I'll go. Yeah, Avowed, because simply fucking magic swords, shing shing, all that good stuff. Honestly, I think it looks dope, and it being made by Obsidian, which shout out to Bite because he was telling us that we weren't having enough talk about Obsidian and praising it because it should be praised. Obsidian is amazing and they do masterpieces. I think it's gonna be a great game, and I am super excited for it. That's my probably biggest game on the list for sure.
All right, Sid.
No, or Sin.
Someone.
Sid.
Okay, cool. I will say that I am excited about I'm excited about Halo, but it's not my thing of the show. I will say it's probably a tie between Stalker 2 and
Like I said, you can have multiple.
yeah,
If you-
I
if
mean
you enjoy
it's
multiple.
literally Stalker 2, Warhammer 40K, Dark Tide has me interested, and the Medium game has me really interested. We didn't even really get to talk about Medium, but that game looked fucking really cool. Like
I think I
I-
missed
I-
that one.
I thought the medium game looked interesting as well,
What-
like the horror game, but it gave me like
It's, it's-
Constantine vibes,
Yeah,
like
what's
big
it
time
about?
Constantine vibes.
It's basically controllable Silent Hill. It's a chick that can
Yeah.
actively pull herself in and out of like a
Hell
hell
so
realm.
did you guys
basically.
did any of you guys ever play Control or like see Control or watch
I
I've
think
seen
I've
Control,
never
yeah.
played.
So Control, this gave me very close Control vibes, which is like the and Control is a procedurally generated single player experience, which is very rare to see in a AAA game.
Generated?
Yeah, it's 100% procedurally generated.
didn't know that.
I really recommend if it's on sale, picking it up. It's fucking great.
You guys know
But yes.
Constantine though, right?
Yeah,
Yeah,
100%.
Like that game gave me insane Constantine vibes, just from the
oh,
hellscape
absolutely.
and shit like that. Like it looked amazing.
I
was
loved Hellscape not Hellscape, Hellblade. Like I thought that was a phenomenal game. So like this gave me that same style of like, you know, feeling and all of that. So really, I think Stalker 2 I'm super excited for, but we didn't really get to see too much of that, of any kind of gameplay. But yeah, those are mine. And
Mine were Grounded and Medium. I'm a big horror game fan. I really like Silent Hill, and I definitely found Silent Hill vibes from this, especially with whatever the big bad that was like lurking around. It gave me very like Resident Evil, like Nemesis vibes or Pyramid Head vibes. It looked really good, and Grounded just looks fucking fun, dude.
It does.
Grounded just
Yeah.
looks like an experience that I can just get down with some broskies and go poke.
I'm gonna
some
feed your ass to
damn
the
lady-
spiders, bro.
Just poke some fucking ladybugs in the eyes.
I'm
I want to ride.
Oh,
a
you
ladybug.
got some bad luck coming then.
I need a ladybug as a mount. Like that
Yeah.
needs to be a thing.
Yeah, I'd add Grounded to my list too. Actually, that game looks sweet.
One thing I do want to mention, and I was getting their bites, but you didn't let me. I've never played any of the State of Decay games, but I've watched plenty of it. And State of Decay 3, that trailer looked really cool.
I just wanted
State
to
of Decay
looks
3
spooky.
was actually on my list. The problem with State of Decay 3 is that the first two
We're not.
have been okay,
They're not
but they've not been phenomenal.
State of Decay 2 relied too heavily on like this like upkeep system of their fucking like back end stuff. Like it was not like exploration and survival. It was like you had to keep people happy, and it was too much maintenance.
You know what freaked me out though is no lie, like real story. Today, after like I just watched that trailer, the State of Decay, that deer zombie thing. Me and my buddy, we went out and we rode some penny boards in a park, and I literally seen a deer like close up with one eye missing, and I was like, oh, we're done. We're
Did you
done,
did
like-
you
that's
did you
gross.
look at it and go bah?
Dude, it was scary. We just
I
kept
didn't
riding.
understand that. I honestly didn't understand the scream. I was like,
I mean,
"What
bro, if you're gonna
the
try to scare a
fuck? Did
fucking
this
wolf
chick
off,
just,
bro.
like, orgasm?
No, bro, if
Like
you're gonna
a
scare a
fucking
wolf, man, scream it like you're pissed off.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
So, I think. But what was
I-
yours? I don't think. Yeah.
Myself, I think I'm actually impressed. Like we have pretty much everything on my list. You guys have already stated. I think pretty much all of the stuff that you guys listed off was on my list. The only one you guys didn't mention was Everwild. I thought Everwild looked kind of
It
interesting.
looks pretty cool.
I like the
Everwild,
art
Everwild,
style.
Everwild. Which one was
I-
that?
It looks
Oh,
like a
that's
Journey style.
yeah,
It's
I know
from
what you're
Rare, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yep. I don't know about it. It looked a little tree huggy to me. I know that's probably a little offensive, but it looked a little fucking.
It could be fun.
You know, for
What you
sure.
mean? What you mean?
But
by-
you know what I mean about
It's
that,
like-
you know?
it-
Like,
it-
go out in the forest, have a little tree, have a little powwow with the tree, bro. You got this.
Okay.
So
I do that
Everwild
regularly.
was Everwild was one of the ones that I was like, okay, that looks kind of cool. And then Fable, like Fable, I'm an old school Fable fan.
Oh,
Like,
dude,
Fable,
I
100%. Even though they legitimately
showed
only
nothing.
showed B-roll footage, I felt like it was like the generic fantasy comedy B-roll footage. I'm still kind of excited about Fable.
The thing I want to know about Fable is it a remake or a whole new game? They didn't.
Yeah.
I think
They
they're.
didn't really
I think this
specify.
is. I think this is a whole new game. I think this is a. It's taking it out of line. I don't think it's
I think
Lionhead
it's-
Studios anymore. Is it?
Yeah, I was about to say I don't think it's from the same studios.
Yep. I think
don't
that I think they bought the rights to it. I think they're redoing something. And honestly, from what the rumblings that I have kind of heard is that the MMO is being thrown around. Like,
I don't think Peter Molyneux has anything to do with it
no.
right now.
Please,
I
dear
would
God,
like
don't
to
give that man
see-
any kind of touch on that game.
I would like to see what it does. I was
Yeah.
never a big Fable fan back in the day. Like
Love
the
Fable, man.
idea of Fable really intrigued me, but the gameplay loop of those games didn't do it for me. It's the same thing with Witcher, in all honesty. Like, I know the games are phenomenal. I know there's a big fan base behind them, but just playing the games feels like a chore to me, and I can't.
Dude,
do it.
I've wanted an MMO Fable for so long. Like,
It'd be
and
it'd be awesome. Like
I would
they
love to
threw
see it.
around the idea of a Fable MMO back when Peter Molyneux was directing it, and it just never happened because he was a fucking douche and overpromised everything. But we won't talk about that.
Yeah. I mean, even like a Fable style PSO, or a PSO style Fable game, I would be fine with. Like, so yeah, I need to see it. So,
Yeah, and then real quick, just because we didn't mention it very much, the 40K Darktide looked awesome. I wish we would have gotten a little bit of
Dude,
gameplay from that.
I got a very Star Wars not Rogue
It's Vermintide.
no yeah
From what I've heard, it's gonna be Vermintide 40K.
Is it?
is it? I thought I was getting what's that Star Wars game that was it was first person but you played as 4 squad.
Commando.
Was it Commando where you
Commando. Yep.
Yeah.
Where you were
Republic Commando.
clone.
Yep.
Republic Commando.
Yep. I got a very Republic Commando kind of vibe.
It's essentially the same thing. Republic Commando was a horde single player shooter type deal, but from everything that I've heard, it's basically 40K Vermintide. That's
I'm down.
not necessarily confirmed as far as I can tell, but
And co-op.
if that is the case,
Yeah,
I'm
4
completely-
player.
Yeah, Vermintide is a 4-player co-op horde mode kind of co-op shooter.
Yeah,
or
I know Vermin, so I wasn't sure if this
whatever
was
you
gonna
want to call it, but yeah,
That's cool.
this will be like a
I
4-player.
I also would like to
co-op
get. I wish
shooter.
I could get more into Vermintide, dude. Vermintide looks like
I would personally play Vermintide if you
Yeah.
guys would play it because
Yeah.
I
I
love
got
Vermintide.
it. It's cool.
I also have it. It got repetitive.
It
That was the
got
only thing with
it did get repetitive, unfortunately. The good thing about it though, they
I hear
added
the gear
PvP. I don't
system
know
is
how
pretty
well
good.
the PvP works out in it, so it
Well,
might not be that great.
I hear that the
Yeah,
gear system is pretty fucking.
Yeah, the gear system is fun.
Yeah,
I actually enjoyed that, and,
be
and
down.
the modding systems, the modding for it that they finally brought in is apparently pretty good.
Yeah,
So,
I'd be down.
I get kind of burnt out of those kinds of games like Vermintide or those horde base and like Deep Rock Galactic too. But that one had a better twist with me. The mining and
Yeah.
everything. That
Yeah.
was cool.
Well, cool. Well, it is time for questions, guys. If you are
Questions.
listening to our show on Spotify or YouTube, one of the segments that we talked about earlier at the very beginning, and we now are going to do that, but we open the very last minutes of the show up for chat questions. So you guys are able to ask whatever questions you want that are at least based around the stuff that we talked about. We don't go into weird stuff like, wiener hands and stuff like that. So
We
mean,
can.
Yeah.
You can if you want to.
Yeah, I'm fine with that.
So, some of the questions that we've gotten, we actually have a lot. Thank you guys again so much for all of these questions. This is awesome. This is what we love to see. So I'll go through and read off the first one. So
2 of them are directed at you.
yes, 2
by
of them
the way,
are,
so
are 2 of them are
Ooh.
directed
I'll
toward
go ahead
me.
and shout the first one if you don't mind.
People
Yeah,
are
go
asking
ahead.
for it.
Directed at Sin. How do you feel about the grapple and sprint in Halo Infinite? You said you didn't like 4 and 5. Was the extra mobility and less emphasis on vehicles a part of that?
So the grappling hook actually, I was I liked it for the fact that you could grapple stuff to Chief. I did not like the idea of grappling to places. I think that like grappling hooks, bows, those are all gimmicks and shit that to add into a game to make it splash, to make some kind of like fancy whatever, it's something easy to add in. I don't really, it wasn't one of those things where I was like, oh my God, it's a grappling hook. I think it was more like, okay, it's a different element. I'm happy that we did not see, like, I did not like sprint. I think that it ruins it. Even like in Reach, adding the armor abilities, I think really ruins what Halo is. In my opinion, Halo 1, 2, and 3, best Halos that they've ever had. When you add in all the other stuff, it just complicates everything. So the grappling system, my concern is how are they going to do this in multiplayer? Because that's a big thing. You know what I mean? Like, am I going to be grappling everywhere, swinging everywhere, whatever else? I hope they don't rely too heavily on it. That's my big concern.
Okay, and just to keep this in and rolling, this one, what have you seen of Ghost of Tsushima that has made you dislike the narrative storyline, and would these things prevent you from trying the game in the future?
So here's the issue that I have with the narrative and the storyline on Ghost of Tsushima. I understand that the game. So one, the narrative, like writing of it, of side quests and full blown linear quests are very, 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 in my opinion, poorly written. Right, and again, I say this, in my opinion, poorly written. And a lot of it, I don't know if it's that they're written bad or that the voice acting is bad, but it comes across as this like very choppy, just not natural kind of conversation. Here's a great for instance. Okay. So one of the things that I've seen, and I don't want to ruin any storyline for anybody that is there. So this is a side quest storyline, but this person, you're on a mainline story quest. The guy goes over to a area and opens his door to the house, and a quest line opens up. And this person's like, oh, we need to wait for this samurai to show up. And okay. And then that's it. And that's the dialogue. And so then it opens a quest. So then like you're walking around and talking to people as you're waiting for the samurai to show up. The samurai shows up and you go in and he's like, oh, you're also a samurai. Well, please sit down. Take a bath. I am going to go down to the stall and see my horse. Please talk to these ladies. They will take care of everything that you need. And then it walks off. And then the next quest is, it furthers on the quest line of like, okay, cool. Go find this guy because something's not right. You go and see his horse. You're like, hey, I remember this horse. And like, that's the entire thing. And the conclusion of that is then it's like, you go to try to meet this guy back at the house, and he said, and they're like, oh, he's gone. And you're like, what do you mean he's gone? And you're like, oh, he's gone. So then you have to track this dude down. You track him down, and literally the end of the quest is him going, I'm just a fake. I'm not a real samurai. I saw the armor and put it on, and I'm tricking these people to, doing this because I'm just trying to survive. And then this whole thing, cinematic pans up, and now it's a fucking 2D fighter. Or, well, not 2D, but it's a fighting game that then literally you go to attack and it cuts and he's like, no, don't kill me. And then you're like, okay. And he runs off. And then you go back to the fucking town and you tell these people about this and you're like, hey, by the way, the dude is a fake. And they're like, oh, it's okay. We liked having him around. It's like, are you fucking kidding me? Like, seriously, like, I get it. And so I thought the same thing that Izzy is saying in the channel is like, hey, that was funny. All right, cool. Maybe that's a one-off. Nope. Literally side mission, main mission, all of those, the same notes every single time. It was just like this very poorly written or very poorly spoken or translated dialogue. I have seen people that said, if you listen to it in the actual like native Japanese language, that it is better. But I've also seen people come across and say it's still just as bad. Like it's coming across as not well written. I think that they leaned very heavily on the open world beauty of this game and did went the Last of Us 2 route, which was shit all over the story and didn't really do like much of a good job with the dialogue and things of that. It just doesn't come across as natural. Like I understand historic, I understand all of that aspect of it, but there's a certain way of pauses, the way people talk and breathe and interrupt their sentences and all of those kind of things, and it just doesn't work. So I'm sorry, I didn't mean to drag that out, but that's my problem with the writing and the dialogue.
Gotcha.
I think you should have voice acted that game. That was pretty spot on. This is a good
Thanks.
job.
I am sorry. I am not.
That's
gonna say
legitimately
more.
how it was. That's legitimately how 100%. Like
Should've directed it to the voice line.
I legit thought at that point I was like, is this fucking making fun of like trying to poke at like Asian?
I think they're
like,
trying to make it
what
as
the fuck, dude? Like,
I think they're trying to make it as historic and accurate as possible, but with the dubs. I don't know if you watch a lot of anime and stuff, but a lot of dubbed anime does that same type of style with like the awkward pauses. It's just a way to kind of convey that speech pattern without it being.
It's not just that. It's also that they try to kind of almost pay an homage to the old. They have an entire like fucking like overlay that you can put on the entire game that makes it black and white. They tried their best as well to pay homage to like those old school like Japanese samurai flicks, right? Where it was very choppy, very very badly put together and everything like that. I thought it worked out well personally. I thought I've seen the quest. I know what quest you're talking about. It's like one in a couple.
bro,
Plus,
I
these
saw
kinds
very
of games, I would almost never play it dubbed just because I feel like it's the same thing with Sekiro. I played through Sekiro once with the subs on, and
I guess. Oh, sorry. Go ahead. I didn't mean to cut you off. I'm
and
sorry.
no, you're fine. The subs, they're with a game like this where it is supposed to be at least somewhat representative of the culture. I feel like if you're doing it in the subbed version, it's gonna come off as unnatural. It's gonna come off as awkward, just because of your preconceived way of like speech patterns. It's not American style speech patterns, so it sounds foreign. It hits the ear wrong, and that's just because you're not used to it. It's a lack of.
So
It's almost like throwing yourself into a different culture. You know what I mean?
so
It's submersion. There's a word for it, and I can't think of what it is. But
here's my issue with it, right? Like I understand, like again, I'm really not that I know you guys, railed me and like you put me through the ringer of being like a Karen or not a Karen, but like a whatever. I don't know what the fuck you called me, but like you just guys called me, whatever, a bunch of names, bullshit, whatever. In my opinion, okay, cool, I get it. No, I forgot what.
Nobody ever fucking.
Bill called me something. I don't know what the fuck. Mindy, I don't know, something like that. Anyway, whatever.
Cindy?
Oh, you Cindy.
No, he didn't. Anyway, it doesn't matter. What I'm saying is I really try to do my best to come to an argument or come to a point that is controversial for somebody else, that I try to look at both sides. And I understand the whole, like, if they're going down the route of trying to be historic, or if they're going down the route of trying to be like, pay homage to the older movies, all of that kind of stuff. The problem that I have, and this has kind of been my through point through this entire podcast, even when we're talking about Paragon, is like the narrative story from the very beginning to the very end is not like when we saw the first dialogue, first trailers, all of that stuff from Ghost of Tsushima prior to what we got. It was very much a clean, well-spoken, well-given, just the dialogue through points were just absolutely perfect all the way through. And I loved it. Then I see what I got, and I'm like, this is what I feared. I feared that you guys bit off way more than you could fucking chew, in my opinion, that you were trying to do such a big, grandiose game, and your dialogue and your writing came out to be shit. In all fairness, in my opinion, it does not feel natural. I understand dubbed. I do not watch anime. I do not I'm not gonna sit here and tell you that I watch a lot of dubbed, movies or any things of that nature. But what I can say is that just in natural speech patterns, especially when I'm talking about a single player game, I expect and want to feel that it does feel natural. I don't want to have a thing where I'm like thrown out of the game because the speech pattern or the way that it's done is so off-putting, in my opinion, where I'm like, oh, I'm playing a video game. Like, one of the things that I look at, like when I play The Witcher, is I get so engrossed in that because the way that they do dialogue, the way that CD Projekt Red does all of their stuff,
Well,
it's
see, that confuses me though, because in The Witcher, his dialogue is very
Is
broken.
monotone and boring.
but it's the way that it is
It's
all
intentional.
it's the way that it is
Ghost
all
of Tsushima's
flows
is
in
intentional as well.
it's
Yeah,
the
I
way
can see
that
it from both sides, honestly.
it's-
I can
my
see how
biggest-
it-
my
And I'm not saying it has to be your cup of tea. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
if it doesn't hit you the right way, that's
It's just-
100%
well,
fine, and it's
my
valid.
biggest thing though is that like Geralt, when it comes to him talking, he almost sounds like Captain Kirk at times. Like when he starts talking, he'll be like, "Oh,
you,
looks like we've got
you're right
Neckers here," and he
that
pauses for like
but
like
that's
2
the-
or 3 full fucking seconds. of
that's
just
the
nothing but
character
silence.
that's that one character going through the rest of the, and that's my thing. If it was just the main character, okay, like I'm okay, but it's not. It's like so many other characters that you come in contact with, writing and dialogue is that like busted
again-
broken
again,
thing.
you're not taking into consideration the fact that Japanese speech is not the same as American speech. They have
I
very
see where
select
Thin's coming from,
inflections.
though. I
Right,
mean,
Like
it
when it
definitely-
comes down to their inflections and the way they speak, it's vastly different from.
But
what
if you're coming
American
out with a
English
game
is.
that is supposed to be this whatever, like I said, just it's supposed to be across the world, you know,
Yeah.
kind of uniformed. It's just that's like saying that if I'm going to come out with a movie here, that it needs to be different than the way that I don't know. Let's Marvel, okay, that in game is going to be spoken, dialogue, written, and different in Japan than it is here, right? And that's not. I don't think that should be the case. I think that if you're going to create this game, then the universal kind of way that normal speech patterns work is
But
this
is
is
the universal normal speech pattern for Japan, which is where this game was made.
but that's not where this game is necessarily just targeted. Like if it was just targeted in Japan and this was a game that we got from Japan that came over, like that's why I don't give PSO shit. Like as far as for what it is, because it is a Western game coming into or Eastern game, but nope, Eastern, right? Eastern game. It's an
So
Eastern.
what do you-
It's an Eastern game
What do you
coming.
think would fix this? Like, would you
I-
want like 2 options for different dialogue?
No,
or
I
that would
think
take a
I
lot
think
of
better
work,
writing. I think the writing was. I think the writing, the way that it was written and or voice acted was not good.
Maybe voice actor, but I don't see how the writing would
Because
really affect
because
it.
your writing is like that is if you wrote the characters to be voice acted in the sense of saying, okay, I'm gonna take this armor and put it on and be a fake general, or oh, you now need to go over to this place and take care of XYZ camp, or this person killed my father and you need to serve him justice. Like
Well,
if
if that's the way they're
that's
trying
the
to convey it, I think if they would have wrote it the different way, they probably would have still probably conveyed it in that sense if that's what they're going for.
I'll just end with this, and this is the last that I'm gonna really put my 2
Yeah, I
cents
think we
in
should
on it.
probably wrap this one up.
Right, that's what I-
the,
yeah.
the major fact is that this game, Ghost of Tsushima, has done amazingly well, and on top of that, Japan itself has been like, this is accurate. Like the accuracy of this is stunning, and we accept this. This is a portrayal of Japan. Okay, so the fact that they've done that well, that Japanese residents are like, yes, this is awesome. I think they've hit the mark personally.
Yeah. I mean, again, that's that's glory of a show is that we can agree and some of us disagree. But that was that's the answer to my question or your question.
Okay.
I see both sides, but yeah, it is what it is. Do we have any other
Next-
questions?
Yeah, we had 2 quickies. One was, do you think console creators ride on the fact that many will buy a console simply out of the social necessity to be up to date with gaming software?
Not so much. I don't know. I think a lot of them right now, at least Sony is riding on exclusives primarily.
And this is the way it's been up until Xbox is pushing the Game Pass
It might
system.
change now.
And
I-
even
don't know.
then, it's still necessity to either get the Xbox console or
Well-
a PC, because they were claiming a few weeks ago that all the games they weren't going to have any games that weren't going to come out on Xbox One for 2 years. They've already broke that by what I saw in some of the advertising cards during that showcase. There's about 50% of the showcase that didn't have an Xbox One sticker on its end card, and 50% of them that did. Whether that's a fuck up on the presenter's parts, or whether that's showing that the Xbox One port of these games isn't ready and won't be ready for a while, it's up in the air. I have no doubt that it'll eventually be on the Xbox One, but if they're promising that the console's not going to be a necessity, they need to hold up on that.
I think it kind of ties in with the same kind of thing that we have going on with like phones, right? I equate console sales and console development to that of like the Apple iPhone. They come out with a new fucking thing every year almost, right? When now this isn't saying that consoles come out with a new thing every year. I'm just this is the closest that I can get to it. But people have to upgrade to the newest iPhone every fucking time it comes out, right? It's more of a social status, I think, than it is anything. But I also believe that it's driven very heavily by exclusives, right? Like you're buying a PlayStation 5, for social standing, that you've been a fucking PlayStation 5 or a PlayStation fanboy for however many years you have, or an Xbox fanboy, whatever you want to be, right? And B, you're going wherever the exclusives are that you want to play.
Yeah.
So
I mean, I don't think that's. I think absolutely that Sony probably is more leaning on the fact that people are going to buy. It's a new console. Oh, it's a new console. Buy a new console. XYZ. I think Xbox is more saying you can buy it if you fucking want it. We're not saying you need to buy the Xbox Series X to play these games. Yeah.
Okay.
So.
And then the last question of the night that I see, at least, are any of you getting a next gen console, or are you just gonna continue purchasing things on PC?
Nope.
PC.
PC.
Yeah,
I'll-
PC all the way. Yeah.
I'll be getting a PS5. I think I'm the only one in this group that's going to be getting a console for me specifically. I think
For
Sin
the
had said
exclusives.
yeah, I think Sin, you said you might get an Xbox for your kids.
Yeah, my kids will get an Xbox One X.
But
Unless
you're
they
not
save
getting
it.
one for yourself.
No. Nope.
Okay.
Nope.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'll be getting a PS5. I need the Demon Souls life. I need the Ratchet and Clank. I might try the Spider-Man. I didn't try the Spider-Man in the previous generation, but we shall see. And then Bloodborne 2, hopefully, if they're still tied into an agreement with Sony on that franchise.
Yeah, especially with all the new games that are going to be on Xbox and coming to PC now.
Yeah.
I'm cool with getting all those on PC.
Yep.
Yeah.
Cool. All right.
Cool.
Well, everybody, thank you guys so much for hanging out and having being here for the show. It was
It's like the longest one yet, right?
yeah, it was. We definitely had a spicy show. We told you guys it was going to be spicy,
yeah.
but that's why you guys tune in. Because we don't all agree. In fact, very rarely do we all agree unanimously on something, unless you're Valorant and your
Tonight-
fucking skins are too goddamn expensive.
Tonight, I think, was the most decisive we've ever been when it comes to like not agreeing with each other.
It was a
Like,
hot take
I
kinda
can
night.
only equate it to the fiasco of a show that we did with the MMO fucking shit.
Yes.
Yeah. It was crazy.
But thank you again to everybody that tuned in live. Again, we do this every other Thursday at 10 p.m. Eastern across all of our channels. You can tune in live on our Twitch channels to actually go and see that. You can also catch us on all of our socials on Twitter, to see when we go live, not only just with this show, but also our own content that we do nightly. If you don't, or you missed part of the show and you want to catch it again, you can do !podcast in the chat, or you can go and check us out on Spotify, look up Pre-Patch Podcast. We are on there and on YouTube. Make sure to go there, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, or go in and download it from Spotify. Hell, do it all. Watch the VOD, listen to us, all that good stuff. Because, well, you like us and we like you. So there's no other reason, right? So that's it. But in any case, guys, thank you guys so much for being here. For myself and the rest of the crew of the Pre-Patch Podcast, we'll catch you guys in 2 weeks. See ya.